It's a big day. It's a big day for us. It's a great day for America.
Is it July 4th?
It's July 4th.
Every day is July 4th at my house.
1776.
You had to think about it, but you got there.
I was like, is it 4 or 6? Because we've gone on an excursion away from the home base. This is
unfamiliar territory.
Is this the maybe 4th or 5th that we've recorded that wasn't in one of our two homes?
Our houses? Yeah.
Because I think we did friend of us, not friend of the show, Greg Sage.
Correct. Couple in Washington. Kelly's house once?
Yeah. Maybe? Oh, and I guess we did some of the earlier ones in Dan's place.
I don't
Dan's
call those.
Old place.
I've disavowed those.
Okay. Then there were first...
This is the first one.
7 episodes of the pod. Oh, and Shane's. We did one at Shane's.
We did do one at Shane's.
Not
disavowed.
Where Jen was less than thrilled about the subject matter that was being talked about.
I don't know why.
I don't know. It definitely didn't have anything to do with ages of consent, maybe? Was that what it was?
It doesn't sound like us at all.
No, it was a joke about something that she overheard and didn't like.
Was it about Shane's idea for a they-them lingerie store?
No.
Oh, then I don't remember.
No, but that's a pretty good... I like that. Yeah, we've been invited out on the town to record our podcast.
We've been let out.
We've been let out. Who let the cats out? You sure idea?
Who? Hey.
No, we've got too many of those coming.
That's true.
It is alarming how many different shirts you guys have.
There's a lot of shirts.
There's a lot of designs.
Oh, well, you should see the ideas we have. There's like 7, maybe?
6 or 7 more.
6 or 7 more ideas that we haven't done yet.
Dear God.
Hey, who's that?
You're hearing 2 voices that you normally hear.
Yep.
We're also hearing a 3rd voice of our host, our wonderful host. Everyone
we'll be sitting back and take it easy for the rest of the pod. You will be hosting the rest
I will be hosting the rest of the pod, yes.
We kind of did that with somebody. Was it maybe Shane? Where we just kind of let Shane... let Shane have his own corner talk, and he just like
tricked Shane into being
we just kind of sat there and let him go through whatever he wanted to go through, and we're like, this is nice. We're getting all of the accolades and money, and you're doing all the work. So, say hello to our friend Matt, everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Matt,
who has invited us to his lovely shop to record today. He's wanted to do a specific thing on the podcast for a while, and this is the perfect time to do it because Scott and I are very much behind on our 2021 watching, and we've got to kill as much time as possible.
Do you know what year it is?
Scott, I can't do it in 3 weeks. So
okay, good.
We're going to have to figure
2023. What's your problem?
That is 2 years after 2021.
Well, you can't do it right then because all the movies aren't available yet.
Yeah, but there's been a full other year you're behind on.
But some of the 2021s didn't get released until like
Thursday,
the end of 2022.
Okay, I guess that's
right.
Fair.
Especially like international titles and stuff. They take forever.
Adam's on 2016.
Oh, I guess that's true.
And just think about how autistic he is. And he's only on 2016. So we're really in trouble.
But you guys don't have anything to do during the day. So what
one of us has a full-time job. And the other one...
And the other's name is Drew.
The other one
like between the two of you, or...
We share a full-time
job. And the other one takes
and it's called being a parent, Matt.
That poor child.
Our beautiful daughter.
whose name is...
JKLMOP.
Annie Hall.
And you pronounce it no L? What is it?
Yeah.
JKMNOP.
JKMNOP.
And it's just all
you pronounce it no L. Because there's no L when you go through the alphabet.
You're skipping the L in the alphabet.
That's a real name.
That's amazing.
That's a human being's
That's
name.
amazing.
Yeah.
Guess what race they are? Quick.
No.
Almost got him early. We'll get him later. But yeah, Matt, what's your deal? What's your problem? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Oh, I'm your Canadian diversity hire that's coming onto the pod.
That's true. Sorry to interrupt, but you are. This may shock you. You are only the 3rd gay person to ever be on this podcast.
What? There were ones before me? I don't want to do it anymore. I feel special.
Two.
Oh, haha.
The other one I was going to say was to welcome you, and it's very rare for Scott and I to do this podcast where we are both the most heterosexual and the least furry person on the podcast.
True. You are no longer those things.
Well, yeah, until you leave, and then we go back to the norms of being the 2 gay furries that do this podcast.
I guess that's very true.
Yeah.
No, but this pod needed a diversity hire. But don't worry, I'm a white man, so it's not as diverse. It's not going to shock everyone.
But you know what? We are the minority now.
Would you consider white men are the most oppressed minority?
I would.
Good.
I would. No follow-up questions.
You're
please.
You're a little less oppressed because you're gay.
That's correct.
Two straight white men. It's never been harder.
Who's the second one?
I'll find one. There's got to be one out there.
Now,
what do you do and where are we?
We're currently in our warehouse. Is this the first time you've ever done the pod not at someone's house?
Yes. I think so.
Yes,
Shane's
the first time out of a
basement.
house.
Out of a
living
house.
room. Yeah.
Our first commercial podcast.
We did one of the we did some in the car before.
We have done them in the car.
Back in the day, we used to record on Scott's phone in his car.
They sound great.
I want to say how far you've come, but I can't in good faith.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going to sound great. It's going to sound listenable.
Yeah.
But getting 3 USB mics into someone else's laptop. It's a pain in the ass.
I always struggle getting my USB into somebody else.
True.
This is podcast. Laptop.
You got it.
You nailed that one.
We did our best. We did budget about 2 hours for figuring shit out, which is about right.
Yeah, we used all of those hours.
Yeah. But, so this works well enough. Get off our backs.
Why are you screaming?
Anyway, commercial podcast.
He's just very sad that he's not this current center of attention. So
I can't say that. I don't know what
he's lashing out, much like children do.
What do I do with my hands?
You've been on your phone the whole
Keep
time.
them above your waist. That's where you. Yeah,
that's what I had to do with Barbie.
That's how he watched.
Yeah, they would say sit on them, and I'm like, no, I want to see them.
He had to watch Barbie with his hands up. I made him do it, and then I watched him.
You watched Barbie? I haven't even seen Barbie.
And you call yourself a gay?
I do. I'm very bad at it, apparently.
Try harder.
I don't think I possibly could. You hear me?
I do hear you.
How could I try
I
any
have
harder?
heard you for more than 5 seconds.
I set off car alarms. Dogs have a weird...
Gay.
No, it's no, like there's a bit of French ones. Gay.
I like how European ambulance.
I like how European alarms are gay.
They are.
Yeah,
much like Europeans.
True.
Yeah.
Isn't that a Family Guy joke?
I think so. Yeah. It sounds like two guys having an orgasm.
Yeah, orgasm together.
Yeah.
Family Guy. Bad American Dad, they're calling it.
Yeah.
American Bad.
American Bad.
Should we let Matt finish introducing himself?
By all means.
I think we've done it. Is there really anything more to introduce?
What's your social insurance
the bullet points?
What's
I'm gay.
your social insurance number?
Pardon?
What's your social insurance number?
I don't think most of your listeners are going to know what that is.
Social security number.
Social security number.
Oh, I'm not telling you that.
No. What's your P.O. box? In case
I don't
you
have
want
a
to
P.O.
send you
box.
stuff instead of Scott and
I had a P.O. box once, actually, so people could send things into us, and then we got doxxed, and someone used it to find our house.
Oh my God.
And they showed up at my house, and they were
really
super nice. They just wanted to say hi, and that they really liked the stuff that we do. And then I closed the door and said, please don't do that again.
If this is 0 and this is full, stop my arm when you tell me the exact amount on the spectrum they were.
Little past full.
You haven't.
You're not even close.
No, you got to get a lumbar stretch to kind of figure that out.
You're overclocking on autism.
The people that don't realize you can't show up to someone's house.
So yeah, you sort of alluded to it, but why might people know you already if they're not learning about you today?
People might know me because I'm the owner of an apparel brand called Nomad Complex, and I have known these lovely individuals for quite some time, and they're being nice enough to allow me to try a little format here for their podcast that I think is going to be super fun, you guys.
I'm looking forward to it. When Scott said that was the idea you wanted to do, I was like, that's fun.
So it has a lot of opportunity for like really fun discussions, and that's what I like about it, and I know you two are the perfect ones for this. So should I tell everyone about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're not going to get to it for a minute, because we're going to fuck around.
Well, that's the thing,
some
is I'm aware of the fact that these usually don't start until about 37 minutes in, and we're only about
9.
9? It's been 9 minutes already?
9.
Time flies when you're on fire.
Well, I'm just going to explain it then. Fuck it.
Do it.
Okay, so
see where that gets
for anyone who doesn't know, there is this awesome subreddit called Am I the Asshole?
Would you consider yourself a Redditor?
Oh, don't ask me that question. There's a lot of things that I'll reveal, but not that.
Okay. Too personal.
I don't go on Reddit I don't browse Reddit just because like one browses Twitter or something like that. If I'm on there, there's a purpose.
You would say you don't spend the first and last hour and a half of your day on Reddit.
Don't ask me what I do during the first in the last half hour.
Because we know someone who does.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It makes me sad. It's not. No, it's not you.
It's not
you
true.
would know if it was you.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is that me? Oh wait, no.
I only go on Reddit to find other people posting OnlyFans content of girls I don't want to pay for their OnlyFans.
Perfect.
It's the only reason I go on Reddit.
I feel like there's way easier avenues to do that.
Yeah, it's all over there. You just type in the name, and then it goes right to the thing, and people will say, like, who's got titties? And then you go, like, oh, they're right there. It's perfect.
There's so many titties on the internet already.
Yeah, but it's of the girls I want to see that aren't in porn. You know?
Okay, that's fair.
Just like random real-life human beings, you know? Who have
Elizabeth Warren.
Who have parents.
Why is that the first one that came to mind?
I love her. She's my favorite. She's my favorite liar.
There's a sparkle in your eye.
I love her.
Okay.
She said she was Cherokee, and then she wasn't. It's really funny.
Oh my god! And not even like a small percentage Cherokee. She was like one Cherokee or something.
No,
right?
Drew, so much less than that.
Was she?
Oh, she was like 1/32nd at best, and I might be being generous.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can drag that out of me. You just leave that in the ground. Like don't even try that.
Yeah.
That's like you being 1/64th Siberian and the rest Indian.
It's not.
He's an Indian tiger.
I don't know.
I don't know if you know that.
I know now.
He's from the Sundarbans.
Look at me. Do I look more Russian or Indian?
I just learned to take people at their word,
Now,
which is why I'm here.
do you imagine Scott beating his wife or Romeo dialing women on the internet?
I can't imagine Scott with a wife, so I'm going to go with the second option.
Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
I don't like the way you phrase that. You said
you know what the good thing?
You led him.
Here's the thing I've been trying to get him to talk about forever: is if he's Indian, he can eat people. Indian tigers eat like 2,000 people a year.
Could eat people.
He could eat people. In Siberia, you're probably not going to see a person for like 10 years.
And all these things still sound easier for him than getting a wife. So
That's true.
The wife is the real sticking point for you.
yeah, it really is. It really is. It really is. But speaking of Reddit,
okay, back to Reddit.
There is a wonderful subreddit called Am I the Asshole? Now, Am I the Asshole is a subreddit where random people can just tell stories where the user has to determine, is this person the asshole in this situation or not? And what makes this subreddit so great is the title will be something so inflammatory, like, am I the asshole for drowning my neighbor's puppy, right? And then
they're pretty clickbaity titles.
Yeah, but then you read the story, and the story is something along the lines of...
You should have drowned that puppy.
Yeah, and the story is along the lines of, my neighbor killed my daughter. So, like, it's oddly justified. Yeah. And it's really fun to just read through these and think, like, what side of this would you be on? Mm-hmm. And so it's a fantastic format to just kind of get a couple people together, have a couple drinks even, and just be like, what do you think of this situation?
For the record, I'm pro-neighbor because I'm fine with dead kids, but I'm not okay with dead dogs.
Oh, me too.
Okay,
yeah.
You kill the kid before the dog.
We're all on the same page on that one.
You kill the kid,
fine, for sure.
And then they kill the kid. If you kill the dog, I kill you. That's how it works.
No, and that's how
Scott and I almost killed a couple on the way here because they had a puppy, and I was like, Scott, we're going to have to kill those people.
They weren't being mean to the dog. You just wanted the dog.
I want the dog. I'm going to kill those people. I'm going to take their dog.
Oh, there
would be a dog walking around here.
I'm not saying it's not justified. It's still justified.
To parlay one of our terms, you're valid. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
Justified, starring Timothy Oliphant.
Justified reboot starting this something.
What?
Yep.
What?
Real thing.
Why?
But he's in the city now.
Is Walton Goggins in it?
I'm not a cowboy doctor, right?
You're not a cowboy doctor?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to your question.
Is that a doctor?
What's a cowboy doctor?
A doctor of cowboys. What do you?
Are there enough cowboys to justify their own doctors?
No. Yeah, you're just what was that show with Billy Ray Cyrus where he was a doctor but he had the mullet?
It might have just been called Doc.
Was it really?
Probably.
Well, then you're just fucking Doc.
I'm Billy Ray Cyrus, MD.
Okay.
No, it can't be called Doc.
Why does that somehow make you sound stupider?
I know, right?
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus is already pretty...
Yeah. MD. Mentally dysfunctional.
You got there a half second before I
did. Doogie Howser MR. That's my favorite.
That was the alternate title for The Good Doctor.
Lordy. Well, what I've done for this Reddit is I've chosen about 15 posts that I think are very worthy of discussion. I'm very curious to hear both of your opinions on these wonderful stories.
I like it.
I think without further ado, I'm going to give you the first one.
I'm going to give you some further ado.
Have we not vamped enough about random shit yet?
No.
Okay.
What? What have you found?
There is a Godsmack featuring Billy Ray Cyrus song from 2018.
That sounds pretty rad. We can't play it.
We're going to listen to that after the pod.
That's definitely what we're doing after the pod. Matt, Kevin Spacey, not guilty. That's got to be a win for you guys, huh?
I love the fact that he got away with using the gay defense, and it fucking worked. No. You guys can't get mad at me. I'm gay.
The comedic timing on that was gold, because you've been talking all day about working Kevin Spacey into the start of this podcast.
It is dark.
Oh my god.
88 episodes.
Oh.
I mean,
that's a win for you guys?
Groomers.
We'll take all we can at this point.
Yeah. A win is a win. Let's not dissect
How much worse could we look, really?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
So does he get to work again? What's the
I think he already was. He was doing European films and shit.
Oh,
and he was
Polanski
doing
style.
Yeah, he was also doing stuff in the United States. It was just like smaller, independent-y stuff where the people in charge were like, maybe he's a sexual predator, but also if he's in our movie, more people will see it. So we're
also,
like,
he's an Oscar winner, so
yeah. And if there's a smaller staff, there's less people to molest.
Yeah, that's
true, right? So
true. He's probably better on indie sets.
Exactly.
But there also has to be a statute of limitations on being an Oscar winner.
Should there be a statute of limitations?
Yes.
Should we build it outside the office here?
Oh yeah, in front of that weird Japanese van we saw.
Yeah,
weird Japanese van.
It's it's right there. It's like a perfect rectangle. It doesn't look like it belongs
back
on
windows
North American streets.
Yeah, it's very
no
strange.
idea. We're just inundated with those annoying food delivery trucks that are all in the street. So
yeah, I assume there's one of those near here because there's a bunch. Of trucks.
There is. They routinely get towed away, and we all just come out and clap. It's great.
Yeah, I like that.
What if I told you
Tell me.
that there's a movie coming out next year, starring Kevin Spacey as Gore Vidal?
Love it.
Yeah. So he's back, baby. Casey's back. Kev's back.
Casey Affleck's back. He was in Oppenheimer.
Love it.
Yeah.
He's our boy.
Yeah, Spacey's
also an Oscar winner.
Spacey
also
did
an Oscar winner.
Two movies this year, one movie last year, and then he did like one or two in 19, bunch in 2018. Like, it's not like he stopped.
Yeah.
He just wasn't getting high profile stuff. But guess what?
Yeah, he was still going.
Now he can do 9 Lives 2.
10 lives.
Or 18 lives, I guess.
18 lives.
18 lives.
True. There's some math there I don't care to think about.
What is the appropriate sequel for 9 lives?
You did make me think about Brie Larson dissing Casey Affleck, though, and that was a fun Oscars moment.
Yeah.
Brie Larson.
Remember when she was like number one incel target?
She still is.
I guess she still is.
She still is.
She just doesn't have a superhero movie out right now, so people aren't.
She will soon,
That's correct.
I guess we're getting more of that
the
shit,
Marvels
right?
are coming out in 2023.
They need to be stopped.
Yeah, but I mean, they're consistently like diminishing returns now.
It would have been not that I really liked anything leading up to it, but it would have been like extremely respectable if Marvel stopped making movies after Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
they're just like that's
end
the end.
Game.
That's the end of the story.
That's the end game.
Yeah, everything. If we like, it would be nonsense to make anything after this. Everything after this would be even worse than what preceded it. So we should just stop. We made $17 billion on this one movie. We can all kind of rest easy.
Yeah, now you're losing $100 million a movie. So
you know why? Too many Chinese.
Because you keep putting
that's not
gay
the answer
kisses
to everything,
in.
Scott.
You keep putting gay kisses in your movie, and you're going to lose money in China. That's how it works.
Maybe not enough Chinese.
Chinese?
Look at these.
What have I gotten myself into?
Hey, this was your stupid idea.
This was my stupid idea.
This was going to be your podcast.
Yeah, I've been pitching this to you for a long time, and then I got busy.
I have booked off since December 2020 to do this topic on your podcast.
That is true.
And I am still waiting.
That is true.
I'm going to keep my schedule open.
And I take full responsibility for that never happening.
Fair.
No joke.
Okay.
I'm not even ending that funny.
I mean,
You're fat.
It's what he does.
He's husky. He's not fat. He's a husky.
I'm not a husky.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. That's way worse than calling me. You call me a fucking dog? Are you out of your goddamned mind?
You're a dog-faced woman. Hey, Scott, where can everybody find you on social media? Where can they hit you up?
We're at about that time of the podcast.
Where can they
where we say
contact
the
you?
stuff that should be at
20
the
minutes
beginning.
into the podcast, we should have said that is Scott and this is Drew, and you already met Matt. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Not Scott Henson on Twitter. You can find me at Not Scott Henson on Threads. And you can find me at Not Scott Henson on Blue Sky, because I'm fancy.
The fuck is Blue Sky?
It's new...
Like that TV show that's on ABC?
It's called Big Sky, Drew.
Whatever. Sky Blue, the
television.
girl with the big ass everybody keeps talking about?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
It's Jack Dorsey started Twitter again.
Oh.
But without Elon, so...
That actually is the full stop. That's just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks the same, functions the same.
Yeah.
It's blue.
It's blue, yeah. They're doing it Cartman Land style, though.
Oh.
They're only letting...
Love that analogy.
I can't take credit for it, but I did hear it. I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
That's good.
It's Cartman Land.
Yeah. That's good.
So eventually everyone will be let in, but they're being real coy about it at first for some reason.
Yeah.
But I got an invite because I'm fancy. So
Should I install...
It's no big deal, guys.
Blue Sky medical staffing software?
I insist.
Blue Sky Communicator?
Yeah.
Should I download those? Those seem like the right ones.
Yeah, those are definitely the right
It's your
ones.
phone.
Look no further.
No further. You got a Cameo?
I do have a Cameo, and that's not at Scott Henson. That's just cameo.com/scoot. That's all you need. Matt hasn't bought one yet. My feelings aren't hurt.
Scooting across the floor because you got worms in your butt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Matt hasn't bought a corporate Cameo for me to advertise his business. I don't know why he wouldn't, but that's fine. No big deal.
In my defense, it's because I value our image.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Well, that's a lie. If I did, I wouldn't be here.
That's true. Also true. Also true. Very, very inconsistent with what you're doing with your company's image.
You know what? Inconsistency is our brand.
Also fair.
Yeah, it
Where's
works
the
for
cat
me.
stuff?
Stop asking me that question.
Who from Big Dog paid you off to prevent us from getting cat stuff?
Well, I'll never tell.
It's someone though, right?
I don't know. I don't mind putting that to bed here and now on this podcast exclusive. Cats are the worst. Cats are as far as cat furries go, whatever cat thing you do, 95% of the other cats are going to be pissed off about it.
Because it's not quite right.
Because it's never quite right, is it, Scott?
That's
No,
because
it's not.
there's only 2 appropriate types of cats.
You say that.
Get rid of fucking lions,
Mines
because
are
they're
out.
all
Mines are
mentally
done.
retarded,
Mines are done.
and just do tiger and snow leopard.
Yeah.
That's all that's important.
In our defense, we've done tiger stuff in the past. It did fine.
Scott,
Yeah.
He didn't
he's
buy
putting
enough
on
of
you
them.
now. Why didn't you buy more tiger stuff?
Because there's a tree growing out of the damn tiger. I don't know what's going on there. It's
That
crazy.
is true. Yeah. There was a branch coming out of its eye.
See?
Like that movie.
Now
What
you're on my
movie is
side,
that?
right there.
What movie is that?
That's nothing. That's no movie.
I just assumed to be a movie, okay? It is Annihilation.
Annihilation.
It actually kind of was Annihilation.
I guess it kind of was.
Yeah.
But I think it came out before Annihilation.
I actually wasn't thinking of any movie. I just figured you'd have a movie reference to vamp off of, so Drew had it.
You got there.
It's true. That's why we don't have cat
I
stuff.
feel like it's on you now.
Yeah.
What?
Well, you've made such a big deal about no cat stuff. He says there was
there
cat
was
stuff,
one cat stuff
and you
and
were
it
like,
wasn't quite right.
No, but he's right. You're picky. It's not good. It's not good enough.
I never said I wasn't picky or that cats in general aren't picky. Just get it right. Hire a full-time cat consultant.
And this is why we don't do stuff for cats.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what? Tracks. Anyways, cameo.com/scoot.
Yep.
Don't make him do gross stuff that I have to help him film.
Yeah, don't make Drew film.
Please don't do that. I'll kill you.
Ooh, I have an idea. No. Okay, go on.
Nope.
Is it something gross involving me
Does it
filming Scott
involve
doing
Drew
something?
filming my feet?
Yes.
Then no.
Okay.
Because he's already had to do that.
I already do it once, and it made me want to throw up. So
I have nice feet. My feet are.
I don't
disgusting.
care. It's not about that.
I know. Like I don't get.
sitting at-
I don't get liking feet, but my feet aren't disgusting.
No,
although I am missing one toenail.
That is true. He's a
Ew,
freak.
what?
Lefty big toe, no toenail.
That's disgusting.
It's not great. It's not. I mean,
You should have seen it when it was there.
It's less disgusting than when the toenail was there.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Because the toenail was destroyed.
I'm medically fascinated to this, but I just don't want to hear more.
Show him.
I'll
Show
be able to
beans.
show you on the pod.
Beans.
You want to see beans on the pod?
Beans on the pod? Show me beans on the pod.
Beans on the pod.
Do you really have no toenail?
I really have no toenail.
It really has no toenail. Yeah.
Oh.
It had to be surgically removed.
It did.
Oh.
Look at that beauty.
Oh, there's no toenail.
There's no toenail.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not kidding.
It was so much worse when there was a toenail, though. It was bad.
I have a lot of jokes here I want to make
Go.
Okay.
about mutilation, but I'm not going to make them.
Self-mutilation? Scott? He's talking about you self-mutilating yourself.
I cut for attention. That's not a secret.
I was going to say something worse, but I don't think I can get away with on the pod.
Oh, no, I was thinking more topical LGBT issues and mutilation, but,
I was going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I could.
I was going African clitoral circumcision.
Oh, okay. That's it. Okay.
Can't feel pleasure. Can't feel pleasure. You're just there for babies.
His toe? I really hope his toes never lead to babies.
It might.
And it kind of sounds like what that cameo was going towards.
That one cameo we filmed.
That one cameo we filmed led to babies.
That was good.
Well, it led to babies being spilled, but...
True. Millions were lost.
No, we're done with this. I'm not talking about this anymore.
I feel like you brought this on yourself.
Yeah, no.
This is more promotion than my cameo deserves.
Yeah.
How about you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, PSN, Letterboxd, all those things. Everything's here at Top Boss. You can find me and add me, and we'll have a grand old time.
What's your farmers only?
I got a farmer's only.
Fun fact.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I got it.
He got
on podcast one episode. I downloaded it. I got it, and then realized that this is not for me. So I got the.
Are you a farmer?
I'm not a conservative Christian farmer, which is the underlying message is we love Jesus.
It's less
and
about
we just
the farming
happen to
and
be
more about
farmers.
the politics.
It's not exclusively farmers.
Yeah.
It's like. Yes, I have a cornfield, but also gay people are going to hell.
Oh, I knew that's what it was.
Yeah. And I got on there and I was like looking at the women and I was like, oh, none of these women are for me. They were like, I'm not for any of these women. And I'm like, off.
I love that you looked.
Of course.
You gotta look.
I love that you looked.
Like literally, I think Scott was talking and I logged. I got one while Scott was talking, and I was like, "Oh shit, I got a farmers only account." And then 3 days later, I was like, "Oh, this is awful."
I got it.
My favorite typical man thing about that is just seeing something that says "farmers only" in big letters and thinking that can't possibly also apply to me. I'm going to head right on in.
I'm a farmer. Yeah.
What kind of farmer?
Turkey farmer.
He was ready with that answer.
I have a gobble gobble joke, but it's too easy.
Yeah, I've been gobbled before.
That's why it was too easy.
Yeah, that's it. And then if you wanna give us some money, and by all means you should give us some money. Because if you're not giving us money, what the fuck are you doing?
It has become less about could and more about should at this point.
Just imagine if every single one of you gave us $1, but don't feel restricted to
we have $8.
We would have so many dollars.
I can finally afford Twitter Blue.
Oh, if you guys paid for our Twitter Blue every month, oh boy.
I don't want
that's the big
Twitter
thing.
Blue. I don't want X Blue.
Oh yeah, I guess
we are dead naming that app.
Oh.
Just like Elon dead names his daughter.
Yeah.
True. Hey, that makes sense.
What a cool guy.
How, Matt, if you were to describe Elon Musk in one word, what would it be?
Divorced. He's just so not divorced from reality. No. By the way, he's just been so divorced by women.
Yes,
that fuels everything that he does. I can't think of another word.
Every decision he makes is based on being divorced.
Yeah, like he bought a social media app because he wanted to read his ex-wife's DMs.
He joked about buying a social media app and then got so far along in the process, realized he couldn't back out of it, and in fact got sued into having to buy it.
That's true.
About the funniest thing.
And then has spent all the time since buying it intentionally trying to sabotage it.
Yeah, no decision he's made for Twitter has made Twitter better.
Not at all. And his usual supporters will say, oh, he's just playing 8D chess. You don't understand the things that he's doing.
Yeah.
We need to stop giving him credit.
I think we do know at this point. I think enough time has passed that we can see he's not good at things.
Yeah, like the greatest
He's just rich.
Oh, yeah. The greatest analogy, you couldn't think of a better one, was he was taking the Twitter sign off of the HQ building in wherever it is, like California, I think. And it had to stop halfway through because they didn't have the street permits to have the stuff there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't think of a better analogy
that's
than trying to remove the Twitter thing, but being stopped because you didn't realize you can't just do that.
Yeah.
It's great.
He's not been told no enough.
Well, I love that. Did you see the report that
except by his wife?
He tried to rename PayPal to X.com.
Yes, he's tried to rename so many things.
But then the CEO of the company fired him before he could do it because it was stupid.
He thinks X is so cool.
He's named there's SpaceX, there's Tesla X, there was X.com, now there's X, which I will call Twitter forever.
There's an X in his child's name?
There's an X in his child's name.
Yep.
Not like Max or like...
No,
or
as part of a math equation.
As part of a math equation.
That's his kid's name?
XXX Tentacion, yes.
Tentacion.
Tentacion.
That's kid.
Barcelona.
I still think there's a joke about Scott Pilgrim and defeating the 7 evil X's, but I can't figure out the joke setup.
We'll get there.
We'll get there one day.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We got to workshop it.
We will. We will.
Your social media shit.
Oh,
Personal,
don't worry
business,
about it. I'm just here for fun.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Don't
about
dox me.
Don't get me stuff.
Don't get me involved
Your
in
home
this.
address.
This hate crime is not my problem.
I hear you say that so often when I'm with you.
Yep, you sure do.
What's your most controversial take that you're willing to say live on air on this podcast?
But also brave.
I wanted to
be stunning and brave.
I wanted to jokingly talk about pineapple on pizza because I hate that that's the de facto social media engagement thing that every brand does, but it does inevitably get everyone talking.
It does. It's annoying.
Yeah. It's not a controversial take, but like my favorite like party trick about something controversial is when you go to a party, no matter what the vibe is, ask somebody where they were, like just mention 9/11 in any capacity.
Yeah.
Every single person within earshot will start telling you exactly what they were doing when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without fail.
I wasn't born yet. Shut up, Scott.
I'm baby.
Oh, that's
No?
I don't like that character.
No, a lot of people don't like that
I don't like that character.
Scott's
That is a
now.
divisive character.
Yeah, not a fan.
No,
not
I
a
do
fan.
not like it either. People have paid money for him to do it on the air because of how much it annoys me.
Yeah, does a good one.
I feel like that might be a cover for another reason, but
They
that's
want to jerk off to Scott talking like a baby.
I wasn't going to say it outright, but yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'll say it. There's creeps on the internet that want to jerk off to Scott's feet and him talking like a baby. Or probably both.
Ooh, haven't done both.
Oh.
Please don't pay Scott for that.
So
That's
what was
disgusting.
Scott's cameo again?
Cameo.com/scoots.
There you go. All right.
Because he scoots because he's got worms in his butt.
I don't have worms in my butt.
Then why are you scooting so much?
I don't know. It's fun.
Isn't that another dog thing?
That's a dog thing.
Yeah,
Cats don't get worms.
I'm calling you a dog.
I hate you.
Okay.
This is the last podcast.
Well, okay. Would you rather have worms or feline AIDS?
I'd rather have feline AIDS.
There you go. Well, good news, Scott. Great news. I gave it to you 10 years
And now
ago.
The Maury Povich just envelope unveiling.
You have
feline AIDS.
Feline AIDS.
It's not as bad as people AIDS.
No, it's not even remotely close to
It's fine.
bad. Yeah.
Also, people AIDS is fine now. Whatever.
People AIDS is fine because it kills people. So,
Do people even really die from it anymore?
No,
It's
right?
it's pretty manageable, isn't it?
Yeah.
No?
yes,
Oh, I don't know.
it is. However,
It's,
Oh,
it's still better not to have.
I almost
guess.
gave that a real response. My bad.
Yeah, no.
I should have known better.
I mean, we were sort of looking for a
Kind of.
response. It's manageable now, right? I get like
It is.
Well,
Yeah.
the HIV virus is like almost remote, like fully, like livable now, right? Okay.
It is.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
it's extremely treatable.
Yeah.
They are testing a lot of cures for it. There's a South Park episode where Magic Johnson, who's like
Money.
the most famous HIV haver,
which he got, definitely hasn't come up on the podcast, which he got from having heterosexual sex with a woman.
The one man
The one
in
guy it
100
happened
million
to. The one
who
straight
got it
man
from
it happened to.
heterosexual sex with a
Definitely
woman.
went down that
I've
way.
had sex with so many women that I got AIDS from it.
Yeah. Do you know
it just turned back around, didn't it?
statistically how many women with full-blown AIDS you would have to have sex with to contract it
Or
yourself?
how many men you'd have to have unprotected anal sex with.
One.
Done.
Just one. It
And
only
then
ever takes one.
We had a long conversation about, I don't know if you've ever seen Magic's son.
His son is beautiful.
I want to know what you mean by that.
I'll find
Okay,
it.
Scott.
You keep going.
Yeah,
Tell me more about feline AIDS.
yeah, we had a long conversation about his son. Scott will find the picture for you, but like
He's perfect.
It's so perfect.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
Okay, you thought Jade Cargill, that woman wrestler, didn't look like a real person? This doesn't look like a real person.
So what I love about this is
Go deep.
because of the white on, you guys can't see this, but because of the white on his jacket, it looks like he has the tiniest little twig
Yes.
arms.
Like,
It's amazing,
Yeah.
but that is. I hate overusing this term, but just medically fascinating. Like,
Yeah.
what leads you to
Irv Jr. is medically
Irv Jr.
fascinating.
yeah, like
EJ.
this. The weird part is those glasses on anyone else would look huge, but they look right
Yeah.
on this person.
On his weird, giant, extremely plastic surgery head.
I love it.
I told you he's perfect.
I do love it though. Yeah.
Maybe that. Have I used this
here-
as the thumbnail?
yeah, I think you did.
I probably already have.
I mean, here's like a like a full body,
Oh, that's even funnier.
right?
Oh, that's even funnier.
It looks like his mom.
Look how proud that dad is, though. That's sweet. Yeah. I like that. I do like that.
I mean, it's nice to see a black athlete who has a very clearly, like, on the spectrum son.
Gay spectrum, not
the spectrum of what?
I don't know.
Alphabet.
There's a lot of spectrums
something.
One of those alphabet people.
He's an alphabet people.
Who's, like, super cool with it and, like a responsible father and isn't, like, I don't know, Karl Malone, who got a 13-year-old pregnant when he was 20 and then didn't talk to the kid until the kid made the NFL and then was like, hey, it's me, your dad, the mailman.
Or being so irresponsible as to let your child star in Space Jam 2.
True.
Yeah. That's just...
Yeah.
Mrs. James.
R.I.P. Bronny. He almost died.
What?
His son had a cardiac arrest at practice.
Thanks, COVID.
And of course, it's like, it's not about like, this like child, like this teenager almost died. It was like, no, he's vaccinated. It was the vaccine.
Did you know that nobody died before the vaccines?
I did not know that.
Did you know that everybody that died in the Revolutionary War was because they were vaccinated?
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what I was there.
1776 brought it back.
Full circle. This is a history podcast now.
This is Andrew Smith's hard R history.
Kevin Spacey's alleged victims didn't die of suicide or weird causes. It was the vaccine.
They would be fine if they didn't take the jab.
Maybe this is what gets us demonetized.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I had a genuine conversation before this started, which is, what should I avoid for demonetization? The fly-by-night answers were my favorite. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Maybe my favorite podcast moment we've ever done that didn't involve us. We were recording an episode in like the first season where our friend Chris was visiting from the UK, and he was like, I don't really think that I'm going to be like she's jokingly, he's like racist enough for the podcast. And we're like, that's fine, Chris, just be yourself, like don't worry about it. And then like not even an hour into the podcast, he used the term packies, and we were like, Chris, what happened to being afraid to not being racist enough? And then you just throw that out in the middle of the conversation.
I was gonna say it's a catch-22. If you think that you're not racist enough for something, you probably are.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah, no, it's just you're British, number one, and white, number two. So like
you're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine, Chris. And then you delivered the second greatest gift of all time. So the greatest gift of all time would be our very fat friend Al eating a poutine off his tummy like he was an otter. I got free tickets to go to a Whitecaps game. I invited him and Scott, and we'd been joking about it for years because he's like,
because related to a person because Al looks like Uni's otter suit.
No, that's not the shape of a person.
No, well, it's the shape of this person.
That's the shape he is. So we always, after I saw Uni's suit for the first time, because Uni's otter suit is a big fat otter. So the first time I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's Al. And then we joked about Al being a big fat otter and smashing clams on his tummy, of course, as you do,
as an otter does.
As an otter does,
a big fat otter.
And then the Whitecaps game, he got a poutine for 2 for 1, and ate it off his tummy. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Just slumped down in his seat, put it right here, and was just...
Okay, was he using utensils? Is my first question.
It was.
Okay, that's fine. And was he doing the thing where he would like bulge his stomach out so it comes closer?
Well, he didn't
so he could peck down there.
He didn't need to bulge his stomach out.
Okay,
his stomach was doing pretty fucking big.
Okay, because you know some people can like rest their chin on their tits. Like, could they like puff their stomach up to the point where they can just baby bird the fries into their gaping maw?
I think at his max, he was probably like just over 3.
He was over 3.
Yeah, like 310 maybe.
In there,
and it's like it's all gut. Like it's a big outward gut. Is all of his weight.
Perfect.
His arms are like kind of normal size.
Arms normal, chest normal.
His legs are
like
normal. Yeah, his legs are kind of like muscular, but like wide. But it's all tummy. So he didn't have to like push it out because it was just right here.
That's incredible.
It was great. And then Scott and I were looking at each other, we're like,
it's happening. Smashing clams.
Smashing clams
on his tummy.
Al being a fat fuck and Chris being racist. The two best things that ever happened to this podcast.
Both very nice.
What are my quirks going to be? Gay.
Gay car alarm. That's yours.
I do like gay car alarm.
I'll take it.
I'm writing down gay car alarm.
Let me know if you know how to spell it.
Thanks.
No worries.
Oh, I almost choked on my Gatorade because you made me chuckle right as I swallowed.
Do we want to do content? Do we want to do content?
Content. Are we content creators?
We're content creators.
Oh, can we go to Christian content creation?
Christian Content
LV?
Creator Con?
Yeah.
What?
All spelled with K's.
Oh, Jesus.
In Vegas this weekend, there was the Christian Content Creator Fest. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Yeah, where it's just like all those people that are on like TikTok and Instagram that are like the wholesome Christian content creators. The ones that are like, it's always like a couple. And they do like
it is always,
and they do pranks, but they're always like these really nice,
fucking
kind pranks to each other, or they're
Christian
like,
pranks.
You know, like
one of these Reddit posts is going to be so funny.
Oh, I'm excited. I gave my son a haircut for the first time. Let's see how his mom reacts. And then it's like this. Like she's like, "Oh my god, he looks so sweet and so cute. Oh my god!" And they're like, "Whoa, what a prank!" And it's like, great. So there's like, there was their convention was in Las Vegas this weekend. And there's one girl that I follow that I'm like, I just think she's cute.
Because Drew's a Christian.
But I didn't realize she was Christian, right? And then her story was just all these people at these conventions. And I'm like, white hetero couple. I'm like, interesting. I'm like, if these people ever like got together and were like, we need to take over, we're all doomed.
They're just so boring. They're straight people.
They're so boring.
Yeah.
White people suck.
Yeah.
Good thing he's Indian and I'm Afghani. So
I wish.
Then I'm gay.
I wish you would stop calling me Indian. I cannot believe you continue to call me Indian against my wishes.
That's inappropriate, Scott.
It's perfect. If I've heard someone with that exact voice, which I have, then it is just a loving homage and not a racist
You're just
impression.
doing Fisher Stevens.
I'm just doing Fisher Stevens in Short Circuit.
Oh, sorry, this is improv?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
This is Scott's Improv Corner.
Anything's fine in the name of comedy.
Yeah, I do stuff on weekends with I've already written Pizza Party Weekend, my improv troupe.
Oh my god, Pizza Party Weekends. Bronx Banana.
Yeah, all right, we can do
content.
It's 42 minutes in. I guess that's enough fun.
Now fun's over.
Does anyone remember what I explained earlier?
Reddit stuff.
I hope these Am I the Asshole are like very, very serious and they're like great conundrums of mankind where we're like, oh boy, I've never thought of it like that before. Oh my god, like how am I gonna
just
solve
change
this
our
issue?
entire world?
Yeah.
You're going to be in for some disappointment.
Oh, that's fine. I hang out with Scott. I'm usually disappointed.
That is true. The unserious ones are as funny as the serious ones, but the serious ones are so funny because usually they're so unserious.
Sure.
So you'll learn, but like the cadence of some of these, people take them. The amount of backstory they give sometimes is fascinating because none of it's pertinent to things, but they're trying to build some case as to why they are or are not an asshole.
Sure. Or they're trying to justify their actions, so they're like,
exactly.
You need to know this.
Exactly.
It's part of the story.
All right, should we get into one?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to softball you in on one here. Okay? So, am I the asshole?
Yes.
Pod's over. Done.
Boom.
Nice. Nice. All right, this is a softball one. Am I the asshole for making my husband a vegan dinner, even though he's completely against being a vegan?
Okay. At face value.
Hold on. There's a story. It's not just the title.
No, I know there's a story, but like based on the
based
headline.
on just the title alone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I would go to.
Yeah.
But all right, so I 24 male and my husband 25 male.
Ooh.
Oh, I
Gays?
didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that.
My subconscious, I just can't help it.
Do a new one.
All right, I 24 male and my husband 25 male have been happily married for a little over a year now. We met through a mutual friend and he learned very quickly that I am a vegan. About a year after we met and got closer, we started dating. We had no issues with me being vegan, but made it very clear that I couldn't force him into being a vegan, which I respected. I haven't ever put him down for eating meat in front of me, as that is his choice. To each their own. We even served both vegan and meat-inclusive food at our wedding to accommodate both of our families. You'll find an overarching theme of these is so much information.
Right. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, all marriage is gay marriage.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Same-sex marriage? All marriage is the same sex.
Alright, so up until now, everything was great. Recently, I've been seeing a ton of vegan recipes on my Pinterest and decided I wanted to try making one for dinner. We don't usually end up getting to have fancy dinners at home, as both of us work full-time, but I found some time today to cook something up. It was a recipe for pulled pork sandwiches. But the pork wasn't actually pork. Instead, it was jackfruit. He seemed a little stressed, but I showed him the surprise dinner, and that seemed to help his mood out. He ate it happily and even complimented my cooking, but when he asked what was in it, and when I told him it was a pulled pork sandwich with jackfruit as a meat alternative, he lashed out at me. He shouted, telling me that he made it clear he was staying a meat eater. I tried explaining that I wasn't trying to turn him into a vegan, but he just walked away then. This happened a few hours back, and he still has not come home, and he's refusing to answer my texts. I feel like I might be the asshole for making him a vegan meal, even though he made it extremely clear he was never going to become one, and now I'm afraid he's going to leave me. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
And he beat the shit out of me.
Domestic abuse as soon as he got through the door. This leads to a very ridiculous thing that I always hear or see. It's like in movies or TV or whatever, where somebody will eat something and it's delicious. Oh, this is so good. I can't believe, what is it? Yeah. They'll be like, oh, it's whatever, venison or something. They're like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Now it's bad?
But it's yeah, if you already ate it and it tasted good, why are you being a fucking bitch about it? One,
he didn't realize that it was jackfruit.
Jackfruit's good, and especially as a pulled pork alternative, but no, your partner, the meat eater, he's the asshole.
He's the asshole.
I think the only way I think the only way the chef is even possibly a bit of an asshole is if he lied about this is pulled pork, and then he eats it
and then says,
and
then,
it's an alternative. Pulled pork. Got your ass, it's vegan. But that doesn't really sound like the situation.
No, it wasn't. He didn't say that it was...
The guy might have thought it was pulled pork because it sort of looked like pulled pork, but it wasn't explicitly said.
If you have a jackfruit pulled pork sandwich, sometimes you can't really tell the difference, other than a little bit texture-wise.
It's sauced to hell. I mean, it's very coated.
Yeah. I don't understand. Why I'm such a bitch about it.
Yeah,
if it tastes good, just eat it.
Yeah. So in my mind, the only thing that I can think is that some kind of insult to his masculinity or something, being
I guess so.
I enjoyed this bitch food or something like that.
But he's gay. He's having gay sex.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
May I cut you off there for a second? I think there's nothing manlier than gay sex.
I agree.
So he's the manliest.
Oh, you want to have sex with this soft little delicate
pussy? Have you heard it
No.
before? It's a man's job. It's a man's event.
I've listened to Adam Sandler albums. I know what gay sex is.
You wrestle. You know what gay sex sounds like.
I don't take it to its natural conclusion, though. But I probably should.
But yeah, non-chef is the asshole.
Completely, right?
Yeah. And then storming out, not wanting to talk to sounds like you've got some other issues going on in your relationship.
That's what I'm thinking.
Feeding him pulled pork that's not pulled pork.
Him leaving the house and being worried about him not coming back.
Yeah.
Something else is wrong.
Yeah, that's not just a
I don't think things were great until dinner.
So, 24 and 25 husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty young.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty young.
For being married these days, I think, too. Especially gay married.
True.
So, it's just a weird situation all around, it sounds like.
I think there's more going on. Yeah. It's interesting if the meat situation is reversed. If you're serving meat to a vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
But a little bit funny.
Hilarious.
Don't get me wrong, it's hilarious.
I fully support it. I wouldn't do it to someone that I cared about, but someone I don't care about? Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would definitely change things.
Yeah. Would either of you date a vegan?
No.
I mean,
I don't think.
Well,
I would. Yes, but I would never eat with them.
Yes, but I mean, I would never date a vegan who is that controlling over the environment in which we eat. I'll date a vegan if they're like, "Yeah, you eat meat, I don't care."
Exactly. If I still got to eat meat,
I'll eat my own thing. You eat your own thing. Whatever.
Because if I don't eat meat every single meal, I can get very sick.
I'm not against eating vegan. But there's just lots of things that are vegan specific that are terrible, and I would just rather eat anything that's a vegan baked good or a meat or a bread or anything is always dry and shitty.
Yeah, I like vegan baked goods. There's some good ones.
Wrong.
Vegan compared to regular.
No.
You would go, I would always go regular. Yeah, there might be some things that are vegan that are good.
And there's a non-vegan
stuff is always, like, it's moist, it's got egg in it, usually.
It's got egg, it's got milk, it's got butter. You know, the things you need for fucking baking.
Yeah. The things that make food.
The things that people
make food
need.
taste good.
Yeah.
Would you eat out of vegan?
I have eaten out of vegan.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah. There you go. I think we're all on the same page there then. The guy who stormed out.
The guy who stormed out
was the asshole. The non-vegan.
100%.
We're on the same page there.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Sure. I'm hoping one of these leads to a fight. I would love
I'm loving a fight.
Yeah, I would love to scream at each other.
We'll get there, don't worry. We'll get there. All right, let's move on to the next one. So that one was a nice little softball in.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's delve into...
Someone tricked me into an abortion.
No, we're still going to softball in a little bit here, but this is one that just needs to be said out loud, and I think we all might agree on this one, but let's see.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for wanting to eat potato chips when my brother-in-law doesn't like them? What? This is going to stem a fun conversation.
Okay, go on.
I, my partner, and my family were going on holiday to a campsite about 200 miles away. We planned en route to stop at a pub to get some lunch.
What's that, about 360 kilometers?
320. 1.6 kilometers per mile, I think. Yeah. I think they're in the UK because they also say crisps here.
Crisps. Ooh.
But I'm just saying chips.
Good.
They always say chips/crisps, but I'm not saying that every
We don't acknowledge crisps on this podcast.
Yeah. We met the family at the pub and we were going to sit at one big table and share a meal. We rarely spend time together in this way. There were 4 carloads of different parts of the family all going to the same holiday destination. The problem is, my favorite meal at the pub, and one that I've been looking forward to, had potato chips as part of the meal I really wanted, which was wraps. I am a fussy eater, and little else on the menu appealed to me. Again, the overarching theme is the stories are amazing. I love the wraps at this place, and I love the chips that come with the wraps. The wrap isn't that big, and to get my money's worth and to ensure I was full, I wanted to eat both the wrap and the chips. I didn't want to waste part of the meal by not having the chips.
Explain more reasons you ate the chips.
Now for the problem. My sister and her husband had also arranged to meet us at the pub. They too were traveling to the campsite, but her husband has a serious aversion to chips. We don't know why, but we suspect something happened when he was at school, possibly involving a bullying incident and chips. Uh-oh. But we don't know. He has never told us why he can't be around them, and he refuses to explain. He seriously struggles to be around chips. The noise, smell, or sight of them has him freaking out. In the shops, he can't even walk down the chip aisle. Because of my aforementioned hunger and not wanting to waste food, I decided that, with her agreement, myself and my wife would go out and eat at a table away from the rest of the family so as to avoid my brother-in-law freaking out about the chips. I then planned to rejoin the family at the table afterwards, and we did this. Afterwards, I was chastised by everyone by me for being antisocial and selfish, and someone told me they'd never go on holiday with me again because of my actions. They said I should have chosen another meal option or just ordered the wrap without the chips. Am I the asshole?
No! What are you talking about?
What do you mean, no? So this brother-in-law clearly has an issue.
He was molested.
By chips?
Here's what I hope happened.
Chips were there.
Here's what I hope happened. I hope he was in school, primary school, as they say.
Yeah.
And I hope that a bully...
Grammar school.
Grammar school. Ooh. I hope the bully pinned him down.
Yep.
Put a full bag of chips in his mouth.
To silence him.
Chewed them. Oh. And then baby birded them into his mouth.
I like that.
And that's why he can't eat chips. Because he gets them too hard. That bully unlocked a sexual fetish in him. And he can't have chips because he'll get a boner.
Because, well, that's the thing. They're very specifically mentioned. It's the noise, smell, or sight of them. Yeah. He can't even walk down the chip aisle.
Man, this is why I'm not allowed to have a brother-in-law. Because if my sister ever married a guy who had, like, a weird fucking tick like that, I would be so on top of it 24/7. I'd be walking through the house just like with bags of chips. I would do everything I could to torture him because, like, I'm an asshole.
You get a full-on fry basket, like, just to have fryer oil ready 24/7.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it doing, buddy? Grab a potato and a mandolin, just start jacking them in there.
Oh, yeah. Like, why are people like this?
There's right.
So here, I'm actually.
Is it because everyone's autistic?
I think there's so much There's so much sexual assault.
There's so much rape.
There's so much more than you think. And it just fucks people up.
Yeah, I mean, that is also very true.
Yeah.
The logical conclusion of why someone doesn't like chips is rape. You're right.
Do you have a better one? For being that averse to chips?
I genuinely don't.
I mean...
So here's the thing. I'm going to 180 the situation a little bit. Let's think for a second.
Okay.
So, okay. This sounds like this person has a legitimate mental something. Yeah. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
So, was him knowing that, was he actually being an asshole? Because this might have been a genuine trigger for this person who might not be able to help it.
It clearly is a genuine trigger, but he went away with it. He didn't stay at the table.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he left the table to be considerate, right?
Yeah. So,
but I guess just to put the argument out there, you're so desperately need to eat chips while he's around.
I really need those chips.
I mean, I'm on his side, but also if you're all going out for a meal together and you know how much he hates them, but you're like, no, I have to have chips with my food. I am not having chips tonight. And so, he's not the asshole, but also sometimes you just have to kind of concede to being in a group setting where it's it's a different thing, but if you're I don't like smoke. I personally hate cigarette smoke. So if you go out for dinner or something, and obviously you can't smoke in restaurants anymore, but if you're I'm going to smoke, but I'm going to smoke...
Democrats.
Thanks, Bill. But yeah, you kind of have to read the room a little bit. And if you're going out to dinner as a group, the idea is to go out for dinner as a group, not... We're going to go sit over here, and you guys sit over there, and we'll just meet up after dinner.
I agree. Yeah. But I'm also thinking about the mental well-being of the person who had the chips, because you heard how lovingly he talked about how badly he wanted these chips.
He did give a lot of details on all the reasons.
Picky eater.
I want to feel full.
It's the only thing on the menu. I'm not going to get it without the chips because I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
This guy wanted this.
So who's the asshole here? Is the chip eater the asshole, everyone else, or is just everyone an asshole here?
You know what? It's his family who gave him shit for eating.
People saying they're never going to go on vacation with him again. Those are the assholes.
That's fucked up. I agree.
His family are the assholes. He's not an asshole, and the brother-in-law is not an asshole.
He just wanted chips.
He wanted chips,
and he was considerate enough of the brother-in-law. The family are the assholes.
The family are the
door
assholes.
Number 3, family. Assholes.
Secret door 3, family.
I'm going with everyone's the asshole in this situation.
No one's great. One person is slightly inconsiderate, one person's crazy, and one family are dicks.
Yeah, everyone's the asshole in this situation. That is a very valid option.
For sure.
And I bet you they all say Patty.
Sure, definitely. That came up in conversation over there.
By the way, they keep saying crisps, so this is in Britain, probably, in the UK. So, there's a very good possibility that did happen. Yeah.
On a crisp sandwich.
What if it was a butter chicken wrap?
Yeah.
A, delicious. B, rife with racism.
Rife with racism.
Yeah.
I had a friend who grew up, he went to a British school, and he would always put potato chips in sandwiches. Always. He would get plain Lay's.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
He would make a sandwich, and he would just layer upon layer upon layer of chips in his sandwich, and it was every day.
Oh, it's delicious.
And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You can do that when you're 12 and don't have to worry about the consequences of your rapidly aging body. The social consequences.
He was 22 or 23 when he was doing it, but it was just I'm that is the most British thing. They're our food sucks. What are you going to do to make it better? I don't know. Let's just put chips in it. I'm that works.
I went to a school that thought it was British. I didn't go to a British school, but my school did not have baseball or football, but had cricket and rugby.
And also you got molested.
And also I got molested.
You strike me as someone who would go to an all-boys school, get molested, and play cricket.
Yep.
So
I did 2 of those things.
He played badminton.
Don't ever tell me which 2, because I want to think about what they are.
I want to guess.
He went to an elitist school where he was one of the only white kids. It was mostly Chinese.
My grade was fairly well split. The grade 1 year younger than me, hoo boy.
You were the cutoffer.
I guess so.
I guess so.
It also shot a lot of openly gay Chinese kids in high school in the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's weird.
I know.
Don't reveal the years, Scott. You're going to sound old.
Is a thing I heard of when I went to that school 20 years later.
In 2015.
Well, really interesting.
I learned. Yeah, you learned about them all because their name was written up somewhere because they died of feline AIDS.
Exactly.
Like, follow-up question.
Yeah.
Were these the kind of, I'm going to say it, were these the kind of Chinese where their parents didn't live here?
Some yes, some no.
Maybe that's why, though?
Most of the gay ones were less foreign ones, if that's a fair
what
thing
are
to say.
The ABCs?
Always be Chinese.
No, I mean, there is very specific
Is that what you learned in school?
No, that's what Alec Baldwin taught me in Glengarry Glen Ross. ABC, always be Chinese. You see this chow mein? Chow mein is for closers.
Yeah, so like an ABC is an American-born Chinese.
Yeah.
But there's other terms.
Fun abbreviations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the gay ones were CBCs. They were Canadian-born Chinese, not Chinese, not the other CBC, Chinese-born Chinese.
so they were born here,
like they didn't have
or
accents.
moved here very early in their life, and then like maybe it's just being here, and they were like,
turned them gay.
Can't confirm.
But also like their Chinese parents, I can't imagine would be super
I
thrilled with them being.
Maybe they're just the rebels who were just like teaching their parents.
Or they fled the country because they're like, if we make a baby, it's gonna be gay. We have to be out of the country.
Ooh, that's good encouragement.
Yeah.
Like China's so far ahead on their technology that they can test for if your kid's gonna be gay. So then they're like, they can test if you're gonna have a girl. They can test if your kid's gonna be gay, or they're gonna test if the baby's gonna come out looking like a monkey.
I wonder what age they choose to be gay though. That's the only thing I'm
when did
curious
you
about.
choose?
What age were you?
Me, 12.
It's a good year.
Okay.
Yeah, my grade 6 teacher, Mr. Spornberg, was
He
super
gave you
hot.
a very hard choice.
Yeah.
Please don't say hard and 12 in the same sentence, Scott. That got you in trouble last time.
As I was saying it, felt bad.
Hey, Glutch, you can clip out the part where Scott talked about 12 and getting hard. we have one listener who
loves an out of
does
context
a great
clip.
job of clipping out of context comments that we made because we were doing the best of 2020 for movies, and I said really like, so there's this girl who, and Scott before there's this little girl, and without missing a beat, Scott goes, I fucked her. No, I didn't say that. No, please strike that from that. And I said, hey Glitch, can you please clip that out so that we have the clip of Scott saying he fucked the child? Boom. And then, as soon as the episode dropped, he sent us both the link of just that clip out. I'm like,
record speed.
Yeah, perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Should we hit another one here?
Hit us.
Sure. All right. We're going to keep in the food theme a little bit for this one. And, Scott, I think you're going to relate to this one.
Okay. Because I have food issues?
Because it's curry?
Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole because I ate more than my share of a 6-foot party sub last night?
Ooh.
I'm a big fat ass. There's no way around it.
I find this unrelatable so far.
Why? Why, Scott?
I'm not big. I'm just a fat.
He said fat.
He doesn't have an ass. That's why. He's assless.
I love to eat, which probably borders on addiction, but I figure since I'm only hurting myself, it's probably better to just live my life.
I like the self-deprecating nature of it.
So he's a self-encourager?
Yeah. He doesn't need an enabler.
Okay. Yeah. I've never been a gainer without an enabler. That's the weird part.
That's true.
Yeah. Who gives you the money?
It's the government.
Either way.
Fucking Democrats.
Fucking Democrats. Alright, I have some pretty great friends, although there is no doubt that I'm the harmless, funny, token fat guy of the otherwise pretty good-looking group. I guess that sets the stage enough. Last night my friend hosted UFC and I was invited. He got a 6-foot party sub. I also brought homemade wings that are sort of my specialty. Well, of course, people flocked to the food, and I had basically one serving of the sandwich, but people devoured my wings, and I didn't get to have a single one. Which is totally fine, that's why I brought them, but maybe an hour later, I was starving. I kept eyeing the sandwich, and I'd say there was about 3 feet of the sandwich left. I waited an hour, then another half hour, and no one had touched it, but they were still munching on chips, pretzels, and whatnot. So I was like, screw it. I took about half of what was left and ate it, then the last half...
Is that 18 inches?
That's 18 inches of sandwich so far. We don't know the width yet, we might get to that.
I'd like volume.
Right?
I need width and height.
I need the cubic volume of this sandwich. Then the last half sat for another 10 to 15 minutes, and no one said anything, so I ate the rest.
Half. The last 3 feet.
The last 3 feet.
What a fucking champ.
Yeah. Well, to be sure, as I was swallowing the last bite, the host girlfriend asked where the sandwich was. Like I was the guilty party, pretty much everyone pointed at me. I guess they noticed me eating the sandwich.
I think the key was I ate the sandwich and they noticed I ate the sandwich.
She was furious and said that I was an incredible pig and that I had been super selfish to eat 3 feet of a sandwich. I felt so bad. I tried to explain to her that I really did wait over an hour and that thought people had lost interest. I also tried to explain how everyone had ate my wings, and she said something along the lines of, "You brought them to share, Alan. If someone had eaten over half of them by themselves, that's not fucking sharing, is it?"
Fucking Alan.
I offered to order pizza or even go get Subways, and she said that it was a pathetic offer because the party sub had been from a local shop owned by her friends. I said I was sorry, but the night was so tense from then on out. I woke up this morning to several texts from my twin sisters, the host girlfriend's best friends, saying that I had to get my shit under control and that everyone is really mad at me and that I embarrassed myself last night. I tried to explain to them what my mindset had been and they haven't responded. Was I the asshole for eating 3 feet of sandwich last night?
Well, 3 feet of sandwich plus the initial part of sandwich?
No, oh wait, did he?
He had a serving.
He had a serving
He had
of
a
sandwich.
regular serving.
Yes,
Then 3 feet.
And then 3 feet.
That's a shitload of sandwich.
3 feet's a lot of sandwich.
I was 1,000% on Alan's side with the 18 inches.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I might still be.
So
nobody was touching
I think
it.
you gotta ask. You gotta say, like,
I think
hey,
ask.
is it cool if I eat the rest of this sandwich? Or even just, like, eat half of the remaining half? Like, you just gotta keep halving it.
You know what? You know white
If you
girls?
keep halving it, you never finish it.
You know white girls at a restaurant where you get an appetizer and
Yeah.
there's one left and you just cut it in half and then cut it in half again until eventually the waiter takes it and there's 0 calories in all the food because
what you
no one
gotta
had a
do is you gotta go to the host of the party and you gotta tell him that there should be a rule where you can't just eat the whole sandwich.
Yeah.
If you get a sandwich to share, you can't just eat the sandwich.
Yeah, because fat ass is here.
Yeah.
You got to have the rule, right?
Yeah, but
an important line in that is, of course, people flock to the food, and he says, "I had basically 1 serving of the sandwich."
But what's 1 serving?
I want to know what 1 serving is to him.
How big was the whole thing?
6 feet.
6 feet?
6 feet. So is the
6
serving to
inches.
him like a foot?
Well, like 6 inches, maybe.
I think 6 because I'm guessing there's more than 3 people at the party, so it's probably 6 inches.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're telling me you ate 6 inches,
42 inches,
and then later you ate another 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very much on board with the eating 18 inches. I'm like, okay, that's fine because there's still 18 inches
still
left.
a foot and a half of sandwich left.
The sandwich was 8 inches wide.
I love that
That's
information
huge.
is there.
That's actually huge.
That's a huge party.
That is a giant fuck-ass sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, but I feel bad for him because he did wait to eat it.
He waited a lot. I also love the way he worded how he waited. I waited an hour and then another half hour.
Yeah.
But I was
because he wanted to
starving.
eat it after that hour.
Yeah.
But he wanted it far before when he had it.
That's the thing. Nobody was touching it. Yeah, I would eat that first 18 without a worry or a word to anyone. Yeah, ask if you can finish it.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to have any more of this sandwich?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Right?
But I think still, even...
But does it make him an asshole not asking? Especially offering to buy more shit afterward? That's a pathetic offer.
Well, yeah.
She's a bitch.
She's a total bitch.
She's a total bitch.
She's a bitch. Yeah.
Total bitch.
Yeah.
She's an asshole.
I think she's an asshole. I think he is also partially at fault. Just because if there is 18 inches left, does your fat ass really need to eat all 18 inches?
Well, he has an eating disorder.
After you
sure.
Well, yeah, I know, right? But like you could cut off 6 inches and eat 6 inches, or cut it in half and leave half. Like,
No,
did you
exactly.
really need
all
the whole
18.
fucking sandwich?
And what other food is at the party? Because there's not just wings and a party sub at a party.
Well, I mean,
There's stuff. There's crisps.
There's crisps.
There are crisps.
Pretzels.
Yep. There's
Snackies.
there's the Ritz crackers with like the easy cheese smiley faces that no one's touched.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, better on paper than in
the
practice.
veggie platter that just gets thrown out.
Yep, a full veggie platter in the garbage.
But for some reason the ranch is gone. Like,
Alan, do you drink the ranch?
No.
I'm self-deprecating. I'm a big fat ass. Remember? Like, yeah.
Poor Alan. I feel too bad for Alan to call him out.
He seems tragic avalanche fat.
Tragic avalanche.
Yeah, it's where just like everything's going down, like all the body fat and weight.
Oh yeah.
And when you sit, it like sits over your penis, and you just like you can't even lift it.
Would you like to sit over my penis?
No thanks.
Wow. Save it for cameo.
Yeah.
Save it for cameo.
No thanks.
But yeah, I can understand his thought process.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But in a party situation, no. I would if There's a difference between eating the last 6 inches of a sandwich and the last 36 by 8 inches of a sandwich.
so much. I hate it so much.
That's a ciabatta. That's a focaccia. That's not a French roll. That's a hefty piece of bread.
8 wide.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sandwich.
And like, what kind of sandwich is it? It's not a garden sub with cream cheese.
I'm gonna say it's like a cold cut combo.
It's a muffaletta.
It's
a muffaletta.
Yeah.
You ever had one of those?
No, I don't think so.
Genoa salami, mortadella, capicola, the nice like burrata mozzarella, and then a nice olive salad. And then another layer of everything that I just said. It is obscene.
You lost me at olive salad, but I love everything else.
I don't like olives.
I don't like
at all.
Yeah,
I like the sandwich.
I guess it gets hidden enough in the rest of the shit.
It's majority olives, but it's like nice and briny. It's pickled.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. A muffaletta. It's good.
Yeah. I rarely have them, but I do like a big fucking Italian sandwich.
They're good.
They're great.
They're very good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think he was the asshole.
You shouldn't have had the last 18.
You don't eat 36.
You could have even had some of the last 18, and I'd be 1,000%. But you finished it.
So as you can imagine,
God damn it!
As you can imagine, the comments overwhelmingly think that he is not the asshole.
Okay, well, it is Redditors.
It is Redditors
who all look like him.
You know what? You got me there.
Yeah,
I can't argue that at all.
Yeah.
No, I think he's the asshole. You can't eat 42 combined inches of a sandwich.
You should have asked.
Under any circumstance.
Ask on the last 18, you're fine. You're fine.
You know what?
Why the 18? Just have another 6 or 9. You don't need the whole fucking thing.
Like, the thing is, he was probably too embarrassed to ask to have the rest of it, which should be your cue that you probably shouldn't have the rest of it. You know what I mean? So, I do think he's the asshole in this situation.
I think the woman is a bigger asshole.
She's an asshole for a different reason.
Different reason.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things that this is a recurring theme, then maybe it's justifiable.
True.
But he offered to buy more food. He did, but at the same time, it sounded like no one else was eating anymore. So
I mean, he waited a long time.
If he did wait 90 minutes without touching the food, but you still do not eat that much.
The thing is,
it's such an easy fix.
I feel like I'm on his side partially because I've definitely been at parties where I'm like, that's really good, and I don't give a fuck about everybody else here, and then I eat the whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
This blueberry goat cheese dip, a friend made once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's no jokes here. It was delicious. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Well, it's like I used to intentionally buy things to take to like gatherings. But then I was like, I think I'm the only one that likes this. So then I would buy it to share, but then I would just eat the whole fucking thing.
I've done that.
Yeah, right?
We've all done that.
Well, I mean, I used to buy like this really nice 7-layer dip, but then I would buy the chips, like the dip, that were the ones that I liked, and I don't think any of my friends liked them. So then there was no way for them to eat the dip. So I was like,
except with their hand,
just raw dog.
I guess I'll just finish this entire 7-layer dip. Thanks, and just like eat the whole thing.
I guess I have to.
Yeah. Oh, you got 2. I guess I have to eat both. Yeah. No, I'm on his side in the sense of like, who gives a fuck if you eat all the food? But you also don't need to eat all that goddamn sandwich.
Dangerous.
I agree.
Pig, greedy pig.
If I had to put a stamp on it, he's the asshole.
He's more of a pig than
he's more of a pig than an asshole. But he's in this scenario, he is kind of the asshole.
I feel for him if this is something he can't control, but also, you know.
I have a disease. I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, but if he approaches it and is like, I ate all the sandwich because I have a disease, no. Still
I mean, it's pretty bold.
Probably
bold.
That's more of an asshole if
Yeah.
he blamed it on a disease where he eats too much food.
All right, we have a really hot one next.
Ooh.
Okay, this was a controversial.
Should I be sitting down?
One on the Reddit.
Should this be the one where we fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it should.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for using money that we earmarked for our 6-month-old's college fund to buy back the exact 1972 Ford Bronco I owned as a teenager?
I'm excited so far.
Here we go. How do we begin with this? When I was a teenager, my dad bought me a classic 1972 Ford Bronco. It was my true passion, and I don't recall a memory from high school that somehow doesn't involve that truck. Plus, my dad and I would spend hours and hours working on it together, and we went through that especially father/son rough patch when I was a teenager. It was always that Bronco that brought us back together. I made a huge mistake, and I sold the truck when I turned 19, and my dad died of a heart attack 2 months later, so while not logical, I've always felt a karmic connection between the two events.
You killed your father.
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
I love my dead gay dad.
All right. We had a baby in early February. She is our first and the light of my life. My wife is doing well, but she's back at work and she's realized that she hates all the daycares we've tried and really wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and plus she's still very hormonal from delivery, lack of sleep, and breastfeeding, so she's having a rough time and is angry a lot. I feel like I need to say this. 2 weeks ago...
I love justifying this.
I feel like I need to say
my wife was kind of a hormonal bitch, so just so you guys are on my side,
all right.
I have to tell you that.
2 weeks ago, I was driving through our town's warehouse district and saw a Bronco that was pretty beat up but resembled mine. I stopped just for nostalgia's sake, and the owner came out and let me take a look inside. My dad and I had glued a wheat penny under the dash as a sort of security measure, so I just sort of checked, and goddamn it wasn't my Bronco. I did ask him, though, if he'd ever consider selling it. He said someone was on I-25 as we spoke from Colorado to buy it for $21,000. I freaked out and asked him if I could buy it right then and there for $23,000. He said if I could come up with the cash, yes. I've been procrastinating setting up a 529, so I had $12,000 in savings that my wife's parents had given us. I maxed out my credit card to Venmo, and my mom brought down a check for $4,000, and I fucking drove away in my old car. It was like a dream come true, like a literal dream come true. It needs a lot of work. I can't afford it right now, but it's mine. Like, it's in my driveway. Mine. Again, I can't even describe how joyful this is. My wife and her parents are furious with me. They feel I was deceptive, that a real man would have sacrificed anything and everything so my wife could go stay at home.
Stupid.
Good addition. A real man would have sacrificed anything and everything so my wife could go stay at home with his kids, and that setting aside that they gave us the money for a college fund. My point is my daughter is only 6 months old. We have 18 years to set up a college fund for her, but this Bronco means everything to me, and if I wouldn't have acted, it would have been gone forever. Now it can be that same connection between me and my kids. To me, it's the literal meaning of happiness. Like I said on paper, I'm the asshole. With the whole story, I feel like it's a gray area. How do you guys see it?
I can't wait till my kids sell the Bronco and I fucking die. I mean,
this is a tough one.
It's kind of selfish.
It's selfish,
it's kind
but
of really
it's not.
selfish.
It's not tough for me for two reasons. One, cars are gay, and
Super gay.
Two, getting married and have kids is gay. So I'm very much not in line with this guy at all. Spending money on cars, having babies with women. Who the fuck is he think he is?
Oh, this is, I don't vibe with this guy.
No, not at all.
This is a staunchly anti-car guy podcast.
Now,
that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mention one thing because I was gonna do this after, but I actually feel like this is prevalent now. This was 2019's voted biggest asshole on the subreddit without question.
Oh wow,
biggest asshole,
worst asshole on the subreddit of all of 2019.
You're right though. It's a huge selfish move.
Yeah.
Maybe don't get married then if you're going to be a selfish person like that. Like I'm like the biggest impulse buyer in the history of the world, and like if I realize that I'm willing to do that and spend like a stupid amount of money on a dumb fucking thing, then maybe I'm not mature enough to be a father and be a husband. Like, it doesn't matter if your wife's being a bitch, but that is important.
But it was important.
Because spoiler alert, all women are bitches.
Oh my god!
But like, no. Like you are an asshole. Like you're the asshole because you just spent all that money that could have gone to, I don't know, looking after your family that I don't even agree with having a family on a fucking car. Yeah, he's big time the asshole.
I don't know if he's the biggest asshole.
I don't think he's the biggest asshole of all time. People have made way worse decisions than that and like ruined lives. But maybe kill your wife and kid and then you'll be fine.
That I fully agree with.
Kill our parents too. You know what? Kill your parents. Kill everybody. Kill everyone in your life and then just fuck your car. Because that's what you want to do.
What's that called again? Autoerotic asphyxiation?
No.
I don't know.
No, that's when you
strangle yourself while you jerk off.
That's a David Carradine.
That's a David Carradine. Gotta be in a Batman costume though.
Like if you're...
No. Autoerotic asphyxiation is when you suck your own dick. Right?
No. That is absolutely incorrect.
What's sucking your own dick?
Autofellatio.
Yeah. No. There's another name for it, though, isn't there?
Nope. Autofellatio.
I don't know. I mean, there's probably another name for it.
There's fellatio, which is dick sucking.
Autoerotic asphyxiation is choking yourself for erotic purposes.
So, who do you think is the asshole here, Scott?
I was just going to say to Drew, if your wife's parents gave you money,
are you saying my wife?
Yeah,
my wife.
Your wife.
Oh.
She's dead.
Oh.
Gave you a substantial amount of money for your baby's college tuition. How quickly is that money going towards Criterion Collection Blu-rays? Immediately?
I think I would sacrifice...
Because, like, the Kurosawa box set is your 72 Ford Bronco.
Joke's on you, I already have them all. I would sacrifice spending all of that money on Criterions to flee to Mexico and
not have the wife and kid.
And never see them again.
No, that's a totally valid option.
100% that's my decision.
Yeah, I hate to. This is a Dudes Rock podcast, so I hate to side.
Dudes Rock?
I hate to side against the guy, but I think he might be an asshole.
This is where
I like. Okay, he'd be. I will say he'd be a bigger asshole if it was his 17-year-old's college tuition.
So
yeah, 6-month-old is so fucking
because he does say like we've got 18 years to.
What
get
if your
shit
kid's
together.
retarded and it grows up retarded?
What if your kid definitely shouldn't go to college?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I thought this was going to be far more divisive. I am 100% in the opposite camp. I don't think.
Okay, I like that.
The only asshole sentiment I think here is I think he should have told them first and said something first.
I would probably consult the wife before maxing your credit card.
Correct. Yeah. However, I empathize with the fact that
cars are awesome.
This guy clearly has memories of this car tied to his father
that he killed when he sold the car.
Strike 3 for me.
What?
Oh, my dad fucking sucks. Cars, kids, dad, I'm fucking out.
Well, I'm going to bring that back around in a second. So he has this connection to this car because of his dead dad, and he sold this car 2 months before his dad died, right? He sees the car, has an impulse reaction, thinks, okay, this is something that just brings me... He keeps saying over and over, this brings me this much joy. Mm-hmm. If I'm married to someone, his wife or something, gross. And I know, and I explain to them, this is how much this means to me. I think there's some way that they could have found a way to make it happen right away.
I agree. At
the same time, I hate children. I don't fucking care about your 6-month-old's college fund.
And women.
I like women.
Oh.
I know.
Wrong
podcast, but no. Fuck your 6-month-old child. Yeah. Fuck their college their $12,000 in college education when they're 6 months old. This is something that will bring you immediate joy, and you have 18 years to figure out how to get that money back.
Yeah,
that's true.
You can get that money back in 18 years.
It's almost as if communication in marriage is maybe the most important thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not to this guy.
Not to this guy, apparently.
I
am so 100% in his camp.
I definitely get it.
Yeah. Now that you've talked, like you said that, I'm more leaning towards your side of the argument now. Even though I don't like my dad. And I don't have a lot of good memories with my dad.
Mine's dead too.
But I understand,
Did you also kill your dad by selling your Bronco?
I'm not saying one way or the other.
Okay.
I do understand the taking you to a better headspace, a better time in your life.
Yeah,
memories.
The amount of because he was hitting it really hard. Like the amount of joy this brings me.
Yeah. It is a lot of money to impulse spend on a vehicle.
It's $23,000.
I don't know. But the 6-month-old kid thing, you can't...
Fuck your kid.
My parents set up a college thing for me when I was a baby, then I didn't go to fucking college.
Well, that's the thing.
I went to film school, but they didn't pay for that. My inheritance from my grandma paid for that.
Yeah.
So they set up a college fund for me, and then when I was 10 or 11, they needed it for something.
Yeah,
so they took it and they used it for whatever, and then I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
So it doesn't... Yeah.
Exactly.
This sounds like a dumb American thing.
This is to me, money's replaceable.
Yeah.
But
babies are replaceable too.
I don't know cars, but a 1972 Bronco just doesn't sound like something you're going to come across very often. Exactly. Yeah. So, and the thing is, one of the lines here too, but this Bronco means everything to me, and if I wouldn't have acted, if I wouldn't have acted, I feel like it would have been gone forever. Mm-hmm. Now it can be that same connection between me and my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in this guy's camp 100%.
I think Fatty eating the sandwich is a bigger asshole than this guy.
Might be.
Oh, fully. Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
But I get it. He should have talked about it first. 100%.
I like how most of these are like very solvable, where the person is so easily not the asshole. Like, ask about the sandwich.
How about you
ask
talk?
about the 23 grand. Ask one question, dum dum. It's like every episode of Three's Company where it could have been solved by one post-it note. And they just don't do it.
But no, I thought that would be a more divisive one, but no, I'm 100% in his camp.
He's certainly not the biggest asshole of the year. That's wild.
So that's the bullet point that I wanted to say earlier, because that shocked me.
Yeah.
That positively shocked me.
There's got to be bigger assholes than that.
I think
debatable.
I think a lot of people voting on that might be dumb people who believe in marriage and kids.
On Reddit?
Yeah.
Never. Or the idea of marriage and kids, because no one on Reddit has either of those things.
Yeah.
More likely to have kids than a marriage, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
But no, that's one of the ones where
that is not the biggest asshole.
I directly am in his corner there. We do have one a little bit more lighthearted here.
I don't like that.
What?
I don't like that.
I'm just going to say the title.
Oh, okay.
Am I the asshole for perpetuating ethnic stereotypes about jorts?
Love where this is going.
But I hope it's not what we think it is. I hope it's.
I hope it's.
So here we go. The story. We have 2 workplace cats in one area of our worksite.
Listening.
They add value to the worksite.
Yeah,
we all love the cats, and the worksite cat presence is not the issue.
Good.
One of the cats, named Jean, is a tortoise-shell cat we have had for years. The other cat, Jorts, is a large orange cat and a recent addition. Jorts is just kind of a simple guy. For example, Jorts can't even open a door when it's... This gets good. Jorts is just kind of a simple guy. For example, Jorts can't open a door even when it's ajar. He shoves it whether he's going in or out. So often he closes the door he is trying to go through. This means he is often trapped inside the place he was trying to exit and meows until he is rescued.
Of course.
My colleague Pam, not her real name, has been spending a lot of time trying to teach Jorts things. The doors thing is the main example. It's a real issue because the cats are fed in a closet and Jorts keeps pushing the door closed. Jean can actually open all the other interior doors since they are a lever-type knob, but she can't open this particular door if she is trapped inside the closet. Torty Jean is very nice to poor orange Jorts. And she is kept busy letting him out of rooms he has trapped himself in, so this seems easy to resolve. I put down a doorstop. Okay. Pam then said I was depriving Jorts of the chance to learn and kept removing the doorstop. She set up a series of special learning activities for Jorts and tried to put these tasks on the whiteboard of daily team tasks, but I erased them. She thinks we need to teach him how to clean himself better and how to get out of minor barriers, like when he gets a cup stuck on his head, etc. I love Jorts, but he's just dumb as fuck, and we can't change that. Don't get me wrong, watching her try to teach Jorts how to walk through a door is hilarious, but Jean got locked in the closet twice last week. Yesterday I installed the cat cutout thing in the door, and Pam started getting really mad. I made a gentle joke about, you can't expect Jean's tortoiseshell smarts from orange cat Jorts, which made Pam furious. She started crying and left the hallway, then sent an email to the group and went home early. What? In her email, Pam said I was perpetuating ethnic stereotypes by saying orange cats are dumb, and is demanding a racial sensitivity training before she will return. I don't think it's relevant, but just in case, Pam is a white person in a mostly minority staff, and knows she is not a ginger or have red hair. Am I the asshole for enforcing an ethnic stereotype by joking that orange cats are often dumb?
Well, let's ask an orange cat.
I'm only partly orange, so I'm only
mostly orange.
I'm only partly retarded.
You're like
when I read this,
you're like 55% orange.
Yeah.
When I read this, I was scream laughing the entire time.
Pam, like it sounds like sketch comedy.
It does.
Like Pam is a character in a sketch comedy.
That's what it sounds like.
Pam's not a real person. Pam's ridiculous.
I want to know...
Pam should go to jail.
I want to know what job they have that they can spend so much of their day worrying about these
They're
cats.
consultants. They're a consultancy firm.
Yeah, one area of the work site, whatever the work site is.
Originally I was thinking like construction or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought
site
too.
makes me think.
Yes,
construction,
site makes me think, but this is not.
This is like an office.
This is an office.
You can't expect Jean's tortoiseshell smarts from Orange Cat Jorts.
I would like to actually take it to the conclusion Pam wants and do the racial sensitivity training on orange and tortoiseshell cats.
Would you lead that?
I would lead that.
You'd lead that class.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's the one sensitivity class you could actually spearhead.
He's proof that orange cats can succeed.
I can open doors.
So he's teaching.
I can open most doors.
Who's the tortoiseshell Jean to your Orange Cat Jorts?
Who is the tortoiseshell? I mean, snow leopards are a little tortoiseshell. They're more tortoiseshell than me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You can't expect Orange Cat Jorts to be as smart as tortoiseshell Jean, so...
I can open every door except for that one door.
Just that one door.
And he can open no doors.
0 doors. Look, yeah.
Is this real?
It seems fake.
I hope,
it seems like
I hope to my God that it is.
Which God is that?
The same.
Allah.
Thank you.
There you go.
The right God. The one true God.
Yeah, I mean, the
women shouldn't drive. And Allah is the one. Islam is the one true religion.
Yeah. Pam's stupid.
Yeah.
Who's the asshole?
Pam.
I think the asshole is Jorts for being stupid.
For being a dumb cat.
Poor sweet Jorts? No.
Oh, he's
poor
pretty
dumb.
Jorts, as if.
No, look, doors are hard sometimes. Sometimes you close Jean in the closet when she's eating.
So
when you're trying to go in.
So there are a lot of things on this site that obviously are fake. Like, there are people who write these things. These can't possibly be real. Yeah. This lost me when Pam demanded a racial sensitivity course.
That's when it got ridiculous.
If they had just left that out, this was already gold. The title alone. Am I the asshole for perpetuating ethnic stereotypes about jorts?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How do you even... what do you expect reading that?
I was expecting something about white people wearing jorts.
That's what I thought.
So that's what I want to explore.
That's what I thought.
That's what I want to explore. How could somebody perpetuate ethnic stereotypes by wearing the clothing item jorts?
I think you would have to comment on a white person wearing jorts. Like, check out white guy wearing jorts again.
Check out all pasty legs over there.
Or like, why aren't you wearing jorts, right? Like, how come you're wearing,
who won't wear the jorts?
Who will not wear the jorts? Yeah.
Why did you do it Indian?
That's what I was doing. That's what I was wondering about too.
You can do Puerto Rican, but you can only do one Puerto Rican guy.
I can only do Rosie Perez.
No, you can only do Bad Bunny.
Oh, I can do Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Who's
Bad Bunny?
He's my favorite recording artist.
And favorite wrestler.
And my favorite wrestler is at WrestleMania.
And apparently Speedy Gonzalez.
And he's also Speedy Gonzalez. Hello, my name is Bad Bunny and Speedy Gonzalez. I'm so sleepy.
I have a Speedy Gonzalez video game still. I wonder if that's still... Is that PC?
He made it into New Space Jam, right?
No.
I think he did. No. I think he did. Pepe didn't.
Pepe didn't because he's a rapist.
That's the reason why.
Debatable.
And he's got a stinky butt.
What about it is debatable?
He's a stinky
Just
butt
because
rapist.
he didn't succeed literally ever doesn't make him not a rapist.
What do you have to do to be a rapist? I would argue that you have to rape.
I'm really mad that logically that checks out.
I know,
so it's only rape if you penetrate?
Yes.
So then he's not a rapist.
I don't know how many favors I'm doing myself. But
glad you heard it right there. Scott admitted it's only rape if you make full-on penetration.
That's not as bad as what you say about it.
What?
What do you say about it?
What's the other thing that's been said about rape?
The thing that Drew has said and not me, out of context clip takers.
Sounds like Scott's saying something.
Is that
Scott sounds flustered.
It's not rape if her pussy gets wet. That's what Drew said. Yeah, that's the right reaction, man.
I can't show anyone slack jaw. But you guys can't hear slack jaw.
I am disgusted by what Drew said. That was going to get us demonetized for real, but worth it.
Probably, yeah. That'll be the clip.
Sorry, I left the room. What did Scott say while I was away?
Just quoting facts.
Just quoting facts of things you've said? Okay.
Am I the asshole for saving one sister's life but not the other?
Am I the asshole for doing Sophie's Choice? Did Meryl Streep write it? This is fascinating.
Okay, yeah.
Speedy was in New Space Jam.
I don't fucking remember.
He was voiced by
Gabriel Iglesias. Was he really?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. I find that worse than Speedy Gonzalez's inclusion. Because Gabriel Iglesias is the opposite of someone who can move.
He's not Speedy.
What about Slowpoke Rodriguez?
He should be Slowpoke Rodriguez.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right, am I the asshole for saving one sister's life and not the other?
This is a light one?
Yes,
okay.
super light path through the garden, I, 22, have little identical twin half-sisters who are both 16, who both have serious kidney issues. They have both sadly reached a point where without a kidney transplant, their quality of life will continue to decline and they might not see the other side of 20. Obviously, myself and my mom were devastated with this news. It wasn't expected that they would be in this position so young. For some background, one of my sisters, Sarah, is very much the tomboy like me. We are really close and enjoy a lot of the same things. We're like two peas in a pod. That's not to say I don't love my other sister, Jade, but we simply aren't as close. She's a little more girly, doesn't have as many shared interests as me as Sarah, so we just don't hang out as often. I also don't see Jade as much in general. Sarah doesn't like her dad's wife, and so she spends less time with them, while Jade adores her, so has always spent more time at her dad's place. Jade also begged to go to a particular boarding school, so I don't see her nearly as much as Sarah, nor have I for a very long time. Maybe one weekend a month for the last couple of years, and some more over summer and holidays. I still love her dearly, but I hope it's understandable now that I'm just much, much closer with Sarah. We were equally close until Jade started doing her own thing and making choices for herself, and I don't in any way begrudge that. I wouldn't say me and Jade...
Women making choices?
I wouldn't say me and Jade don't get along, but there have definitely been some big spats over the years. We all got tested to see if it would be possible to do live donations, and I'm the only match. Unfortunately, I only have 2 kidneys. I can only save one of my sisters.
You can actually save both sisters. Just saying.
Classic mistake, only growing 2 kidneys.
There's every chance they might get a kidney from somewhere else, but right now they aren't a priority and aren't high on the transplant list. I basically told my mom, who told their dad, that I want to donate my kidney to Sarah.
Wait, why didn't you tell their dad? Why are you going through the middleman?
There seems to be some non-communication with one of the parents.
You'll find that that's an overarching theme.
Oh! Because my dad raped me. Is that the end of the
story?
We're
the rapey part of the
podcast?
I thought about it so much. I know this means I'm undeniably saying I love Sarah more than Jade. And I guess I do. Unsurprisingly, all hell broke loose about how I could do this to Jade. How could I be so cruel? Why would I do this? How can I just play with their lives? I've been getting calls and texts from everyone who knows about this. As far as I know, neither Sarah or Jade have been told. I get it, I'm playing God here, but it's my kidney. I feel like scum for choosing one sister over the other, but one is my best friend and the other is not. I feel like a monster for saying it, and I know on a fundamental level it's wrong. Part of me wanted to flip a coin or something, but I couldn't. My whole family seems to be demonizing me for making this choice. Am I the asshole?
But would they be demonizing you for making the other decision as well?
Or flipping a coin?
That's my question.
Or how, I don't understand how, why are people's families such fucking assholes all the time? His family's the asshole.
In most of these, the family is the asshole.
He could very easily choose to not save either of them.
Yeah, that's where my head went to. But by the way,
saving something.
This hasn't gotten to the point where they're having an immediate need for the transplant.
Right. Yeah,
they're saying I'm earmarking this if it happens for Sarah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're probably, if you have multiple siblings, you're likely to be closer with one than the other, and that would logically, if you could only give one kidney to one of them, be the one you give the kidney to. It's too bad you can't save both, but unless you want to die and save both, you can't save both.
Yeah. Exactly. You've only got one kidney. That's the only logical option, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me. Obviously, the kids have medical issues, and obviously, for the parents, it's a horrible thing to go through. Yeah. But if someone, by the way, it's a step kid, I think. That this is
because I heard their mom.
Yeah, it's a step kid offering. So they're like, yeah, I'll give it to this kid.
Yeah,
and there's no amicable solution to this at all.
No,
and I can't imagine being in a position where you have to choose to give someone a kidney.
Yeah,
that's the fucked up part.
And in the eyes of the family,
what about in the eyes of God?
Which God?
Allah.
Of course. In the eyes of the family. There's nope. I lost my train of thought because hold on. In the eyes of the family, they're not going to be happy no matter what the decision is.
Exactly.
What would make the family
other than the fact that obviously a kid's dying, but or a girl's dying, but
what would make the family not mad?
Yeah,
or her that is donating.
Her.
Sorry, her. So if she because she chooses Sarah over Jane, is that the names?
Jade.
So. But if it's reversed, is it the exact same argument and they're also mad about it? Or do the parents both love the other one more and they're like, no, save the one we like. Don't save the one you like.
Maybe she's the only one that likes Sarah.
Maybe.
That's the interesting part, because something that I noted about this, that's a very interesting point, is they're talking about how Jade, like, you know, is off to boarding school, and the other one, Sarah, is more a tomboy and likes to hang out with the other daughter.
Drew's making the international scissoring motion.
Yes, he is. It's an interesting take, but yeah, boarding school kid, the other one's a little bit of a tomboy. I wonder if there's any kind of parent favoritism here, being like, hey, you're not choosing the kid that we want.
Yeah. But the boarding school kid could be a problem kid.
No, she wanted to go.
Oh, she wanted.
She wanted to go.
She was not shipped off
by her own choice. Yeah.
And that seems like the favorite kid.
So this is a super sticky situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not much of a way to make the family.
Take the kidney, cut it in half. They both get half a kidney.
0 calories.
And just see
calories.
And just see how long they last.
If the guy had done that with
one dies naturally, then you just recombine the kidney.
If the guy had done that with a fucking sandwich, then I feel like there wouldn't have been an issue there either.
Sure. Kidney.
Just cut it in half.
All right, I think the family's the assholes in this.
Yeah,
I think the parents are the assholes.
The
for being
donor
mad about
is 1,000%
because there's no amicable solution,
No.
right? Yeah, I'm completely on board. I think the family are the ones that are the assholes.
One,
yes.
the other, or you save both and you die. There's no
or
happy
ending. Or save none.
Yeah. Or save none, and then you are the asshole.
All right, so
but even not necessarily. Like, I think it was up to me if my sister was dying, and let's say she had a bunch of underlying health problems, and maybe giving her the kidney would so I guess in this case it's 2 sisters because you're giving them both kidneys, but like if you had underlying health problems and you give them the kidney and maybe they return to full health but they also have health problems, or I end up giving both my kidneys to my 2 sisters so that I can die, they live, and then they both are still sick anyways.
Well, that's doesn't make sense,
right? But like, so you also look at it as like if I give one of my sisters a kidney, and the other one might die, but then this one might also still die because she's already sick. I don't know. You just keep your kidneys and you live your life.
Yeah.
And then you live the rest of your life feeling like irreversible guilt.
Just extreme guilt.
And just
for the rest of your life.
Constantly burying yourself in a bottle and other men's buttholes and just
eating
drugs.
Eating 42 inches
of Subway sandwich.
Buying cars you don't need. Tricking your husband into eating fake meat. But yeah, there's no answer. Like, the parents are the assholes.
The parents are the assholes. All right. So there has been an update to this one. All right. I need to clarify something. If it came down to Jade needing a kidney next week and Sarah not needing one until next year, I have to be honest with myself and say, I do not think that I could do it. That is my decision and it is my choice.
Yeah, that's completely justifiable.
Yeah.
So
it makes it a little stickier, but like I get it.
No, I'm
so
still
just to clarify that, if the one that she doesn't love as much needed the kidney immediately,
she wouldn't do it.
She would not do it
because she's saving it for the one she loves.
Yes.
I feel that does
it
kind of tip a scale.
It makes it tougher.
Yes,
but it's now I don't feel this way for abortion, but in this case, it is her body, her choice.
I love that you had to earmark that in there.
Glitch clip it.
Love you had to earmark in there.
I think what I can say about that argument is, like, if you give it to the other sister that you don't like as much, what's not to say that now you will grow closer? Right, like
I can see that.
You could be mending the relationship.
Sure, yeah. If you saved
with your sister by saving her life.
Yeah.
I mean, she could just be an ungrateful cunt and be like, "No, I don't. I like thanks, but no thanks. Like I'm gonna go live my life."
But then, like,
but she could also be like, realize like I have this amazing sister that was willing to give up this thing to save my life.
Yeah,
and then maybe you grow just as close with that sister as you are with your other sister.
Yeah,
sure. But then your other sister that you currently like more dies in 2 years.
But you don't know that for sure, and then maybe you get on the donor list, and it's like the situation is so fucking complex.
Yeah, and that's where I absolve her, because I can't imagine what happened. So if by her words she would not donate that kidney, that means that she will have to live with a family who will blame her, saying this daughter's death could have been preventable.
You killed your sister.
Sucks.
Yeah. Alternatively, she donates the kidney, then the other sister needs it in 6 months, and she doesn't have it to give. She doesn't get one, and then that sister dies.
Yeah.
What a crappy situation.
Yeah, it's a terrible situation.
It sucks.
But like, this is my final verdict on it. What the fuck would prompt you to put this on the internet?
Yeah, I was thinking as you were partway through reading, I'm like, imagine posting this on Reddit.
Why would you do it?
Do it.
Like, do you think that you should know? You're only 22 years old, but you should know that everything about this sucks. Yeah. What are people on Reddit going to do?
I'm going to post this on Am I the Asshole Reddit.
Have you ever met anyone who posts on the internet before? Like, why would you want to do that to yourself? It's like, I set a homeless man on fire. I'm not sure if he lived or died. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for perpetuating ethnic stereotypes about shorts?
Shorts.
Dumb orange jorts.
Dumb orange. But no, my actual version of that is, why the fuck would you post this on the internet?
No, agree.
What are you looking for in the comments?
No one's going to solve this for you. That's not what you're thinking.
And you're going to look for people saying, "Oh no, don't worry, you're a good person," or people going, "You're an asshole.
You're a monster."
Yeah. You got enough things you're going to have to face without worrying about thousands of comments
without
of people
involving
on the internet.
the internet.
Yeah.
Damn.
Am I the asshole for eating too many cucumbers?
Yes.
I feel like we should make it light again.
Is cucumbers the name of a cat in office building? Did somebody eat a bunch of cats? Then I'm gonna.
No, that's what I named my kidney. All right. For as long as I can remember, I've had this quirk. I guess you could call
another trend among these.
I guess you could call it that I never snack on anything other than cucumber.
Weird.
I shouldn't say never technically, since socially I'll get ice cream or eat a few chips at a party.
Crisps.
I'm not a picky eater by any means. That's always a theme with these food people.
Yeah.
But my snack of choice has always been cucumbers. I eat pretty healthy anyways, so a lot of fruits and veggies are a part of my diet. Since veggies are lower in calories, I have to eat a lot of them to eat enough, so I usually have some sliced cucumber in my purse that I munch on throughout the day, and I'll always have a cucumber in my car that I just eat the whole when I'm driving.
Let me tell you what
Leave it in your car?
Let me tell you what I don't like. I don't care for a bitch with purse snacks. That's not...
Especially purse cucumber.
That's not my kind of day.
No, there's purse snacks, and then there's a purse cucumber.
I mean, that's especially weird.
Yeah.
Not into it.
I go through several cucumbers daily. Although it's not healthy, I've had days where I felt really depressed and overwhelmed and have binge eaten nothing but cucumber. I think I've eaten perhaps 20 cucumbers on very extreme days.
No. Like in a day? I've eaten 20 cucumbers on extreme days.
Yes.
That's nutso.
Recently, this quirk has begun to drive my...
That's a box of cucumbers.
That's a box of cucumbers.
That's more than a box.
So
a box has 12.
A box has 12.
So, recently this quirk has begun to drive my boyfriend of 6 months insane. His words, not mine.
Dumper.
She is 22. He is 33.
Uh-oh. No.
And they've been dating for 10 years.
now I'm back on his side.
She says it's highly inappropriate to carry them everywhere with me. We spent last weekend at his parents' lake house, and I provided my own cucumber to snack on. One night before bed, I was in my room, gnawing on a cucumber like a savage when his mother walked in. Under normal circumstances, I never would eat that around others. I'd slice it up. She was puzzled, but chuckled and said, "My, you do like cucumber." My boyfriend later told me that I humiliated him with my childish and immature eating habits. I told him that his mom caught me in a low moment. He was being ridiculous, since he eats a bag of chips every day, and I don't bat an eye.
Every day?
He told me that chips were a normal snack. Apparently they're not, but... And whole cucumbers were deranged. He told me I needed to stop eating cucumbers entirely, and that my behavior was becoming a deal breaker for him. I feel really bothered, but I think cucumbers are a weird hill to die on, and I don't want to lose my relationship. Am I the asshole?
I mean, how does that make you an asshole? Like, I get eating 20 in one day is a lot.
She was the asshole until he said you have to stop eating them entirely.
Yeah.
That's too extreme. How about be less of a weirdo with them? That's a reasonable request.
I can't... Yeah, like, I keep them in my car, and I eat them like a... She said, I eat them like a savage.
Now, the only question going through my head is, does she only eat them? Or is she using them for other things?
And then eats them.
This is another...
Because then I am so invested in this story that I need to find her social media.
Dox her.
Let's search this.
Blackmail her into sending me videos.
See if she uses that same username anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then reverse search it.
But no, like, I don't think she's an asshole, but if it gets to the point where your boyfriend is this angry, it does feel like this is a quirk that is genuinely impacting your life and people's view of you.
This is the same thing as the vegan meat thing. Is like there are clearly more issues going on.
It feels like,
and you're channeling that into eating cucumbers.
Yeah, it feels like another like masculinity deprivation thing because like he's like, oh, you made me eat not meat, and this guy's probably like, why aren't I enough for you? How can we eat all these phallic fucking?
Why
cucumbers?
do you want these big veiny looking dicks all the time?
Like, do you think that's an actual factor? I'm actually asking that question.
The masculinity thing?
Do you actually? Do you think
I
it got?
No, the age difference is pretty big, and I think when you're speaking as an older gentleman,
a man of a certain age
who has dated much younger women,
many children.
You?
I'm speaking for you.
I don't think so. I think Scott's letting secrets out of his secret garden.
Filled with cucumbers.
Is that what that movie was? I was 30,
there were kids in it.
32, dating a 21-year-old.
Brag.
And there was definitely times where I'm like, oh, there's so many things that fucking annoy me, but like she's so much younger and hotter than me that I'm like, I just have to tough through these things. And like, yeah, she did things all the time where I was just like, oh, why am I dating this person? And I'm like, oh, because we have sex all the time. I'm like, okay, no, I can get past these like weird.
I can deal with this.
But like, there's so many worse things than eating cucumbers and then eating a bag of chips every day.
That's a lot of chips.
That makes you way more of an asshole.
That can be a little lunch sack.
I guess if it's a lunch sack, which is
sure. But you're in your mid-30s and you're eating a bag of chips every day. Like, do you want to die before you're 40? Like, cucumbers are at least vegetables.
They're healthy.
Yeah.
You could feasibly eat 20 cucumbers in a day. They're mostly water.
Mostly water.
So, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever.
No, it's not unhealthy. It's not really negatively impacting anyone. It's weird and quirky.
Now hear me out. You take some of those cucumbers, right? You put them in a jar. And then you put some herbs and spices in there and some liquid, and then you put a lid on, and then you just let it sit for a while. Mm-hmm. Then you eat 400 of those, because those are delicious.
Are you describing a pickle?
I'm describing pickles.
Do you know how to make pickles?
I know how to make pickles. I have never made them, but my grandma did them before. And
did she eat 20 in a day?
And Scott hates pickles.
I'm not a pickle guy.
We've talked about this. You don't like pickles.
I don't.
I enjoy pickles.
I don't care for vinegar, so most vinegar-related things...
Coward.
I'm not a...
You like me a good booch?
Coward. Oh,
I'm
not a booch guy.
My biome needs it.
My biome. Well, it's got to counteract all the other awful things you do to your body.
That's what I try and do with that, too. Actually, funny enough, I find kombucha to be like a good replacement when I don't want to drink booze because it has that same like bite of like a cocktail.
Mm. Well, you got the kombucha cocktail at the other night.
It was bad.
You still got it, right?
I still got it. It was a really bad cocktail. Couldn't taste a lick of booze. No, that was whiskey, and it was like a pale margarita color. And I'm like, where is the brown liquor?
Bad start. This should be much browner for
liquor?
A whiskey-based cocktail.
Those mac and cheese wedges, though, were stupid. Mac and cheese waffles.
Mac and cheese waffles.
Mac and cheese waffles.
Shout out to the Victor, official sponsor of the podcast.
That's legal. You can't say that.
No, we say it all the time. In fact, before we got...
We're already breaking the strike. Who cares?
Before we got Manscaped, we used to say, like, unofficial sponsor of the podcast today is the Rockstar Punched Strawberry. And then just, like, that would be the sponsor of the podcast.
Official sponsor is the...
Yeah, what are your official sponsors?
I'm not reading the filthy stickers that are on my water bottle.
Can I read your filthy stickers?
You absolutely can.
Let's see what we have. We have, fucking Pokemon is not a crime.
Correct.
Which one's the most fuckable Pokemon? Which one's the most breedable Pokemon?
Oh, this is going to turn to an 8-hour podcast.
No, we already know the answer.
No,
Tucker Carlson told us.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought it was Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro might have also, but Tucker definitely told us.
It was Tucker.
Vaporeon.
Did you say breedable?
Yeah. Vaporeon.
Why the term breedable?
Because you breed them.
I don't...
What's not to understand?
Who am I to question?
You
Tucker
put your human penis in their Vaporeon vagina.
Maybe
pussy.
I don't know what
and vapussy.
Yeah.
And then you unload in their vapussy, and then they make babies.
I know, but what...
That's what breeding is.
Do straight people just view sex as like a means to childbearing?
Well, that's what in the eyes of God, which God?
Allah.
Thank you.
Men and women have sex to make babies, and that's it.
That's boring.
You do not enjoy sex. You do not go and look for it when you're not trying to have a baby.
It hurts.
That's it. It hurts.
My semen is just wildly irresponsible. It just doesn't have to worry about everything.
It's everywhere. Don't take a black light to his room or his house, his backyard, his car, everything.
I have black lights in here. Do not shine them. This place is an OSHA violation. Okay. I can't imagine my Steven having responsibility, like worrying about stuff, other than AIDS, but
it's not even real.
Exactly. Yeah. So Magic Johnson proved that.
It was just invented by the government to kill black people. So
that is true.
Yeah,
I do genuinely think that there is an
Super AIDS.
Oh. I was getting back to cucumbers.
Oh, okay.
I would try to tie cucumbers to AIDS. I can't do it. You guys will find a way.
Sure.
But I do genuinely think there is some insecure masculinity thing with this guy.
Kind of.
This queer thing.
There's certainly good.
Because I'm sorry, when you think of cucumbers, you think of dicks. We're all humans. Yeah. We do it. I think.
I feel like I had a point with me dating a younger girl, which is the same thing. Like there was insecure masculinity there for like sometimes because she's like hanging out with her friends, right? And her friends are her age, and there's dudes there. Yeah. And so then I'm just like, why do we need to go out and do stuff all the time? Like, why can't we just like
go stay in and
why can't we hang out? Why can't we go do this? Why can't we go this? It was always about hanging out with her friends. And I'm just like,
what a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, we're dating. We're not dating your friends. But it was literally only like now looking back at it, I was like, oh, I was being insane.
As long as you can recognize that.
I was 11 years older than her, and I'm like, and we were having sex like all the time. So I'm like, no, I don't want this to be taken away from you because you're hanging out with some guy your own age. I'm like,
who can keep it up much longer than I can.
Is much hotter and better at sex than me.
First of all, there are pills that help you with that.
I have some official
sponsor. And if they were an official sponsor, I would talk about them.
I have them on the counter over there.
And some of the counter.
They're the off-brand ones though. Tadalafil or something. It's the same thing that Cialis is.
Sildenafil and Tadalafil. I know that from Cometown ad reads for Blue Chew.
Amazing. Yeah. No, they're great. It's not like you don't have like an erection for 8 hours. It just feels weighty for like 2 days. It's great. Yeah.
Interesting. But it helps with blood flow.
Yeah. Like to your penis.
Yeah. Very quickly, very funny thing is at work we have like the unfrozen freezies. Mm-hmm. And somebody brought one upstairs to like make a sign for it or whatever. And I was sitting there like holding it and like so it's like limp. And then I was just squeezing it so it was going hard. And I was like, oh look, I'm Ron Jeremy. Soft, hard, soft, hard.
That is how he had to do it before he went to jail for the rest of his life.
Just grab the base and death grip it until there's enough blood in your penis that you can have sex.
Yeah.
The number of celebrity stories today that just end up with the celebrity in jail is crazy. Yeah. Except for Kevin Spacey.
It's a reverse Spacey.
It's a reverse Spacey.
Oh, Ron did it. Ron definitely did it.
Am I the asshole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear filled with human hair?
I haven't picked a side. It's just fascinating.
I mean, yeah. I can't wait to find out whose hair it is.
Yeah.
That's the mystery.
Absolutely.
My wife and
her own hair that she didn't know.
She shaved her daughter's head, stuffed it in her bear, and gave her the bear.
Something about stuffed bear filled with human hair. It leaves out enough to make you click.
I would like to keep reading, please.
My wife and I, 33 man, 31 female, my wife, just had our daughter, our first child, 3 months ago. My family has a tradition where the firstborn will get a special stuffed animal. I got one from my mother when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, and so on and so on. The reason that it's special is because the stuffing is made from their parents' hair.
Yeah.
The way it works is that once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, their parent will save as much of that hair as they can. When the child becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent will use the saved hair to make a stuffed animal to give to the baby. The hair in the toy represents the new parent's connection to the child and is a tangible measure that shows that they'll always be close by. The care taken by the new grandparent in collecting the hair and using it to make the toy represents the child's connection to its family history and is a tangible is a tangible measure that shows the extended family will always support them. In short, the stuffed animal is a way of connecting the new life to their new family. After my daughter was born, my mother spent a lot of time making a stuffed bear from scratch to fill with my childhood hair.
From scratch? You didn't build a bear that shit?
Nope.
Okay.
She just finished last week. Since my leave from work is just about over, I was excited to get my daughter the bear and share the tradition with my wife. I thought she would think it was sweet, but she blew the fuck up at me.
Okay.
Instead of liking the bear, my wife said it was gross and disgusting and that she wouldn't have it around her daughter. I told her that it's our daughter, not hers.
Nice.
Great. And that there's nothing disgusting about my family's tradition. She said it was unhygienic. I told her that it's not. The hair is clean and well preserved. This is, by the way, 20 to 25-year-old hair.
Old ass hair.
Yeah. We argued, and eventually she said that if I ever put that thing near her daughter, that she would throw it in the trash. I was shocked. This is something that represents decades of my mother's work and planning and generations of my family's history. I told my wife that if she's so cruel and callous about something that means so much to me and my family, then she's not the person I thought she was. She just called my family's tradition weird and culty. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think my wife was this kind of person. I told my mother about the fight, and now she's feuding with my wife too. My wife then got her family involved before calling me some vulgar names, but am I really an asshole for wanting to give my special girl her special bear?
No. No. Like, a lot of these are like weird or quirky related things, and this is one of them. But no, your wife's being a weird bitch. Oh yeah, are we totally on the opposite sides?
I think this is fucking crazy.
Do the hair thing. It's fine.
How do you get married to someone and have a kid and not know that a hair-filled bear is coming? That sounds to me like this is something that you're ashamed of telling your partner.
I will say that the term hair-filled bear is very threatening.
I know. Well,
True.
Drew, what do you think?
What are they, fucking Wiccans?
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
The exact word's weird and culty.
Yeah, it is kind of culty. It's very mystical arts.
That's not a religious tradition.
As a practicer of magic with a K at the end, I support this.
Wait, like the M-A-G?
Cool kind of magic.
The CK or like
CK?
Okay,
yeah,
like the Louis.
Yeah, Calvin Klein.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Magic CK1.
That is one of the things. How is this not brought up until the bear is gifted to the child?
It should have come up before birth happened.
Why don't people just talk to each other?
Again, fucking communicate with your goddamn spouse.
The overarching theme. But no, like, communication aside, that's fucking weird.
It's weird. No, it's creepy.
So one of the traits of, like, a serial killer or, like, insane people is the patience. The patience to save 20 years of hair.
Yeah, I like that.
That's crazy.
I like that a lot.
It's nuts. It's next level crazy, for sure.
I can't do anything for 20 minutes.
This is your parents' child hair.
Yeah.
This is every haircut your mom has ever gotten from the time she was, like, whatever her first haircut was until now.
Why not just a bear you keep handing off? Like this was my bear and now it's yours.
That would save some time and trouble. I will say that.
Time, trouble, money, effort, like...
Just a bear. Just a bear would be okay.
Just a bear.
Yeah. That would be easier.
Shake that bear.
Shake that bear.
Shake the bear.
Shake that bear. No, I'm sorry. I think that he's the asshole. That's fucking weird.
I don't think he's the asshole. I think he's the weirdo. I think she's the asshole.
I think he's the asshole for freaking out about this is my family's history, and you're like, all this has gone through generations.
You'd understand.
But yeah, no, I think he's acting like an asshole.
I think she acted like an asshole first. If you put that thing near my child,
I'll kill you. Does that mean his penis?
Maybe.
It is that thing, though. It's a stuffed animal full of hair.
It is a hair bear.
And I mean, I guess it's less creepy than if it was just someone else's hair. Or
it's hair or
pubic hair.
The hair you know is better than the hair you don't know.
That's the thing. It's a part of someone's body that, like, traditionally in movies too is like, I have a lock of her hair. Like it's the creepiest thing.
Yeah, I mean, parents keep locks of their children's hair. My mom has locks of mine and my sister's hair from when we were babies, but it's not in a bear that we sleep with. It's in, like, a binder thing somewhere in the house.
Your mom has your foreskin, I believe.
No, the moils got that.
The what?
The moil.
Okay.
Oh, Drew's Jewish Orthodox.
Yeah. And also, I
got that from the foreskin.
I'm an Orthodox Jew who believes in Allah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Praise be.
Yeah. I'm one of a kind.
He does not go over well at temple. Not making a lot of friends.
What kind of hat do you wear when you go?
There's so many options.
Covers some of the head, but not all the head. You ever notice their hats are kind of similar, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. They just go full head.
One's a little smaller and one's a little bigger.
Yeah.
I can genuinely tell you I've never thought about that.
We're not so different.
Some of them dance. Some of them dance.
Are all the same.
We both have the wrong religion.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer was Mormon.
Damn it. So close.
No, a stuffed animal full of human hair is fucked up.
It's weird. I don't like it.
I do not like that.
I think if you're going to do it, you make it and then you give it to the kid when they're older if they want it.
He's the asshole for never having brought this up in the first place.
There should have been a conversation.
There should have been a conversation.
Just talk to your wife about the things that are going to happen in the future.
Exactly.
Hey,
talk to your fucking wife.
When we have a kid, there's going to be a bear full of my hair.
Yeah. Hair bear countdown.
That is something that I would want to know about a person before I marry them. Did you say hair bear countdown?
Hair bear countdown.
Oh my god.
Write down.
I'm going to write down.
Also do the magic Calvin Klein one too. That one's pretty good too.
Magic CK one.
Yeah. I like that one too.
Am I the asshole for not attending my sister's wedding since my husband is not invited?
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
This could go either way.
Don't believe in marriage, so I don't know who to side
I'm already
with.
siding with the people not at the wedding, I guess.
Yeah, so there are a lot of wedding ones on this too, because weddings bring out the fucking crazy in people.
They really do.
Alright, let me start by saying I do understand my husband's behavior is inappropriate. But like all of us, he's not perfect, and I took vows to him to stand by him and accept him as a whole person, including his flaws. Overall, he's a good husband, and I love him despite this one issue. My husband has a kink for urinating on himself in public. I think it's the humiliation aspect that gets him off. So sometimes, not every time, we get together with my family, he will pee his pants. But overall, it's not really that disruptive. He just stands up and says something like, oh no, I've peed myself. Then he goes to the bathroom and changes. I always bring a change of pants and underwear for him in case this happens. So when he gets back, we just move on and don't talk about it. Of course, we don't want people to know my husband is doing this for a kink, so we've told my family he has a medical condition that causes him to not have full control of his bladder. I told him the reason he doesn't wear adult diapers is that he's ashamed of needing diapers at his age, so he's basically in denial that he needs them and refuses to wear them. So there's already 4 lies going on.
Yeah.
Well, now my sister is getting married. She says
and I find this very unrelatable because I'm the opposite, because I wear diapers and don't need them.
Well, now my sister is getting married. She says my husband can't come because he doesn't want him disrupting the wedding by peeing his pants.
No shit.
Well, he can't come because he's too busy peeing.
I told her it was unfair to exclude him over a medical condition he can't help, which is true as far as she knows. But she said it's his own choice to refuse to wear adult diapers, so it is his fault. I told her it's her wedding and she can invite who she wants, but if my husband isn't invited, I'm not coming. He loves my family and I know it really hurts him to be excluded from the wedding just because of a kink he can't help having. He's been crying and saying he feels disgusting for having this kink, but that he can't control himself and now my family doesn't even want him around. I know it would really hurt him, so I just left him home and went to the wedding by myself. He told me it's my choice to go if I want and that he won't be mad, but I know he'd be really sad if I went. I love my sister and family, but my husband is my life partner, so he's always my number one priority above everyone else, and I believe I should stand by him and support him rather than choosing my family over him. So I told my sister that I won't make it to the wedding, and now she's extremely angry with me, saying I'm a bad sister, I won't be there to support her. She's marrying a woman, so she also said it makes it look like I'm homophobic if I don't show up to support their union. I told her I'd love to come if my husband is invited, but she said she can't stand the thought of him disrupting the ceremony or reception by peeing his pants and announcing it.
Drew has a question.
Yes, Drew.
Is she conventionally hot?
It doesn't say.
Then it's not a real marriage.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. I get that. Who's the asshole here?
Oh my god,
this married a weirdo.
This is the most insane one, but it also kind of makes me think that it's not real. But
I love it being real, though. I really love it being real. You married a fucking weirdo. Let's put that on the table first.
She is weirder.
Question. Do you think he's Japanese and the reason he pees himself is because we dropped some bombs on him? Because there are all kinds of sex
now
weird.
That you say it.
That really messed
They're all kind of sex weirdos.
That messed them up big time.
Now that you say it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know, how can you not control your own sexual fetish?
Yeah, it's not like he can't control peeing. He can't control being so horny
that he pees
peeing himself
pants.
in public fixes that.
Yeah.
That's you can control. You can control.
But that's not a
horniness.
fetish. That's like sexual dysfunction. That's not like
it's serial killer behavior.
It is.
Yes,
it is.
It really is.
I do
it's
think
psychotic.
Or also child sex predator stuff.
Or that.
Yeah.
I do think that she, the one writing this, is the biggest asshole for enabling this.
Yeah. I agree.
The biggest asshole by a mile. Because I will tell you, the comments overwhelmingly are saying he's the asshole. He could just not do it for a day. No, she's enabling this.
They're both assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both assholes
I do not
for sure.
care for this couple.
No, they're both assholes for sure, but she's
rare
a bigger
case
asshole.
of me siding with the lesbian couple.
Well, and also
we
too,
love
like
lesbian.
other people's weddings aren't about you. As much as I hate, as much as I don't want to ever go to another wedding again because they're fucking boring. Like if somebody's like, "This is my wedding," and I don't want your husband there because he's going to piss his pants
pee himself
in the
and
middle of the
announce
wedding,
it,
and then you go like, "Okay, I'm sorry, he won't come."
And this is the thing.
Their wedding is not about you being like, "You have to accept that my husband's a sex creep."
Their culture is not your costume.
That killed me last time, and I'm not going to fall for it again.
They gave him an out. They said, "Can he please wear a diaper for at least our wedding?"
No, because
at
that's
the
not
very least our wedding.
No,
and
it's one fucking day.
And the wife says, "No, he can't because he doesn't feel comfortable doing it."
Shit for
knowing that it's a lie.
Yes.
So she's lying to her entire family
to cover for him being
a weird ass husband.
Yeah, she's worse.
She's the asshole.
If you want to piss in public and that's your kink in front of people, go with God. You know,
which God?
Allah. Thank you. And like, if you want to do that, that's totally fine. However, if you enable that shit from him, you can ask him to wear a diaper on your sister's wedding day. If you put him pissing himself in public over your sister's marriage, you suck.
Yeah. And, and again, just fucking communicate. Say, hey, can this one time, can you please do this for me? Can you for my family, for a wedding, and not piss yourself because you're so aroused?
Or ask him, are you so horny that you
horny, baby?
That you have to ruin this wedding?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Like, I'd be like, what am I doing wrong that you have to piss yourself in front of people in every possible moment?
To be fair, she's the one married to him, so like it's all 100% on her too.
Yeah,
just like how is this your thing? Maybe we don't get married.
I'm guessing this didn't come up post marriage. And she went into her marriage knowing this.
Yeah, it's just that she's lying. That's the part that sends me.
She's lying to her whole family.
She's asking everyone, "Am I the asshole for lying to my sister?"
Yes,
and not compromising.
Yes,
you are.
You are the asshole.
Unequivocally,
1000% yes.
But that was the interesting about this one is all of the comments were saying that the husband was the asshole, and I was like,
are they all women?
I don't know someone's gender from their username unless it's like Pussyhaver69, and even then
some usernames
you can't really be sure.
Gender them.
You want to gender the username?
I would love to gender.
We'll pick their gender.
Let me bring that back up.
One of the two genders. We'll tell.
Yeah,
we'll tell you which
one of the two.
We'll tell you which of the two.
Each Stardew 618.
Stardew is a video game, so male.
Oh, maybe. There are girl games.
No, Stardew's a girl video game.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's a girl and gay video game.
Fine.
It's like Animal Crossing. It's for
boo.
Yeah, it's girl. That's girl.
Webby Vanderquack.
Yeah, woman.
Yeah. Rat Fight.
Man.
No.
Rat Fight?
No, women are rats. Woman.
I'm sticking man on that.
No, woman.
Giovanni's Guillotine.
Nah, maybe. What if Giovanni's a penis and they're talking about cutting penises off? Woman.
Men can cut penises off just
women
as well.
are crazy, they cut off penises.
Okay, fair.
Lorena Bobbitt, done.
Here I stand, knife in hand, free castration on demand. That was the suffragettes' slogan back when they were castrating men.
Back when
that's just a fun fact.
Back when only the cool ones could vote. White male landowners.
Here, fishy, 4444.
Woman.
It's got to be woman.
Vagina.
It's talking about pussy,
yeah. Awkwardly _competent.
Woman.
No, sad man.
Sad man. Beta.
No, that's incel behavior. Yeah. Awkwardly competent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A man who thinks that he has something, but he's socially rejected because he's awkward.
I don't like that person.
This is a fun game. I like figuring out who's a stupid woman and who's a bro.
Chubby Paws. PAWS.
Oh,
man.
That's a man. That's a man.
Yeah.
Diagnosed wolf.
As three possessors of Chubby Paws right here, if we get that wrong, that's on us.
Diagnosed wolf.
That could be anything.
Man. Wolf.
Scott nailed it.
Actual wolf.
A real wolf.
Real
male
wolf. Real ass wolf.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister she's ridiculous for divorcing her husband over a TikTok prank? My sister, 32, was married to a man 35 for 3 years until they separated 2 months ago over a TikTok prank he pulled. Although none of our family cares about social media, I've always thought of her husband as a nice, funny man. It's great to be in his company, and I therefore think the divorce is ridiculous over something that was no more than a mistake. To give an account of what happened, my brother-in-law, who was involved in TikTok, pulled a prank on my sister's son, who is 15. The prank culminated in my nephew falling over and banging his head, which is why she separated from him. He had to be rushed to the hospital where he underwent treatment, and now he has brain damage.
Okay.
He now needs help eating due to impaired motor control, has limited speech. If you ask him something, he'll stare at you until my sister gets on her knees to ask him calmly what he needs. He's easily irritable, and when I look at him, all I can see is his 7-year-old self masquerading as a 15-year-old boy. Now, these symptoms are permanent and, of course, awful, but it was a mistake on behalf of the husband. I believe the divorce is way too harsh for a mistake, and instead they should have negotiated boundaries and disallowed TikTok in the house or something.
It was TikTok's fault.
I tried to keep my dislike of the divorce decisions to myself because I'm secretly mourning the loss of my brother-in-law. We watched football together and everything. I don't know what that has to do with anything. However, when discussing the incident with her yesterday, I told her that she was absolutely ridiculous for divorcing her husband over something that is essentially a mistake, and that she should reconsider her options, considering the first one was clearly emotionally driven. My sister told me that I'm free to marry him, and my mother also interjected, and, despite liking my brother-in-law before, told me that I have no say in my sister's life, and told me that my precious brother-in-law ruined my nephew's life with his incompetence. I feel like she is being ridiculous and has no reason to divorce him. Am I being an asshole?
I'm going to see if I can find if this is actual story.
I mean, yes, it was an accident, but it sounds like he really fucked that kid up forever. So
Gave him brain damage.
brain damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he can't take care of himself for the rest of his life.
What I love is that the person asking him, "I the asshole," is someone who has interjected.
Has made it about them.
Yes. And is saying,
she's the asshole for that alone.
Am I a bad person for telling my dear...
How to live her life?
It's a real thing.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
A dangerous prank going viral on social media is causing serious injury to kids. In the so-called Skull Breaker Challenge,
Stop it.
Three kids line up side by side. The two on the outside encourage the unsuspecting kid in the middle to jump before they kick out their feet from under them, causing them to go ass over tea kettle backwards.
What the fuck?
The viral game has caused broken bones and concussions for kids across the country and the world. Christopher Nowitzki, a behavioral neuroscientist and CEO of the Concussion Legacy Foundation,
and ex-WWE
former
wrestler.
WWE professional wrestler.
Winner of Tough Enough? Or participant?
No, he was one of the runner-ups. It was the year that the two women won. Shaniqua and Jackie Gaeta?
Yes.
He spoke out about the prank on Wednesday. Now there's just more Christopher Nowitzki stuff. 12-year-old Parker Smith of Ozark, Alabama, needed surgery after breaking bones in his wrist and suffering a concussion. And I'm going to burp in the microphone.
Nice.
That's not the full story. Thanks, stupid Boston 25 News.
The Skull Breaker Challenge.
It's legitimately called the Skull Breaker Challenge.
The Skull Breaker Challenge. That does sound like the challenge that was involved in breaking someone's skull.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think you're on the money there.
And you get someone to jump, and you kick out their legs so they land on their brain.
When did pranks just become intentionally harming another human being?
Just assault. And the knockout, you remember the knockout game?
Yeah. That wasn't around for a long time, but it did some serious fucking damage.
He was here for a good, not a long time.
Not a long time.
It's just, these aren't pranks.
No. It's severe physical assault.
Putting a whoopee cushion down is a prank. Now we just punch each other in the face and say, "Got you."
Got your ass. That's insane.
What happened to pranks?
Yeah, and so an adult did this to a 15-year-old.
To a child.
I see.
To a child.
Yeah. I think, you can choose to divorce him or not, and that's your choice, and your dumbass sister doesn't get to be upset about it either way.
It's the way that she made it about her.
So much about her.
Am I an asshole for their divorce?
A child's life is ruined. Am I the asshole?
This is so this is so white and Anglo-Saxon to me. I was just caring for him in the eyes of the Lord. That kind of shit. Like, it's God's plan. Like, that's all that I get when I read this story.
Yeah, it might have a God's plan angle to it, which is never good for business.
People, white Christian people famously never divorce. So, you know.
Correct.
They're so move on.
Are you very deep in TikTok?
I mean, the article like is so long, and it literally is just like that's what he did.
Yep.
And the kid fucking landed on his brain and scrambled his brain.
And is now wrecked.
I mean,
but the sister is super concerned.
But she sounds like she really wants that brother-in-law's dick, so
they can watch football and fuck.
I can see that.
I like. Was it the mother that said, "Then you can marry him"?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. That was funny.
So
maybe I will. But then she would encourage the divorce. So that's tough.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck about kids, but you kind of ruin your kid's fucking life. So
I can imagine being mad enough at my partner or now ex-partner to the point where I can't forgive you for irreversibly changing my life path by doing something stupid that was not an accident.
Like you're
I can see that being irreconcilable.
You're spending the rest of your life looking after your son.
Yes.
And because of something dumb that you fucking did.
Yeah.
For TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. That bitch is the asshole.
Yes. Who, by the way, isn't involved.
No.
Really.
She's just there.
She's just a bystander.
Yeah. She's just the one passing on the information.
But this is also very much about her.
But it is very much about her wanting to fuck her brother-in-law. Sure. Yeah, she's the asshole for being mad about it. But she's not it's not a huge asshole.
And Helen Hunt is the asshole for mad about you.
Asshole? What?
You just said she's the asshole for being mad about it. Then I said the woman on Mad About You is the asshole for mad about you. Try to keep up.
But then she had sex with a paraplegic man, so she's redeemed herself.
That's true. John Hawkes?
John Hawkes.
Nice. She gets a card.
She redeemed herself.
Yep.
She gets a card.
She's the Redeemer.
Am I the asshole for removing the in sickness part for my marriage vow to my fiance?
Oh, I love it.
This is harsh, but I hate taking care of sick people.
My girl.
My siblings and I were always taking care of our parents whenever they get sick, and I just hate it. I'm sick of it, and I hate feeling bound or obligated to take care of somebody. I'm going to be married soon to my lovely partner and the best person in the world. I'm so lucky to have him by my side. We're planning to have our marriage vows. My fiancé is going to have a traditional Christian one. I blank, take the blank, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish till death do us part, according to God's holy ordinance, and thereto I pledge thee my faith.
That's part of it?
I'm going to have an identical one to this one, but without the in sickness part. I'm going to replace it with in happiness.
In happiness and health. If there's any sadness or you're sick, fucking out of here.
My fiancé says that he will not accept this, and he is very mad at me. He's even rethinking the whole thing. I just don't want to take care of anybody sick, and I think he's being very unreasonable right now. It's just a marriage vow. Am I the asshole?
She's the biggest asshole. Yeah. She's the biggest asshole.
This is one of the ones where I can't believe this is real, because I don't believe that somebody could write those words and then feasibly believe that someone's going to be on their side.
Yeah, they feel that somebody's going to be sympathetic towards them.
Yeah.
But on the same hand, she's honest.
Sure. She's honest. It doesn't mean she's not an asshole.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, fuck my parents. I'm sick of looking after them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look after my dumbass husband. Fuck him.
How about this? Just leave the vow, because who cares? And then if sickness comes up later, get out of there.
Yeah.
Just lie.
Just lie.
What's more Christian than lying?
Exactly.
Because of the Christian ceremony, though, right? And that's in the Christian ceremony.
Yeah.
So obviously that's why it's such a big deal for him.
Yeah.
But also, don't get married. It's fucking stupid.
Also that.
But
yeah, a lot of these boil down to that for me, which is like, your stupid institutions are dumb anyway, so...
Maybe at some point we should have somebody on the podcast who's like pro-marriage and pro-having kids, so that they can have a counter-argument.
Matt's married. I don't think you have a lot of... Well, you have 2 kids that are dogs.
That's true.
I do. I don't like calling them kids, though. I hate my fur babies.
I was just gonna say, but you do call them fur babies, of course.
I absolutely.
I know. I'm
gonna put the fursuit hat on you.
Oh
no!
No, he's not allowed.
Oh wow! The
you
smile
do not
when
wear
you
another fursuiter suit.
I exclusively
don't
make
touch
other
a black
people wear my
man's
suit.
radio, and you don't wear another man's fursuit. Those are the rules of this house.
What's the movie where they Midsummer, when they sew the guy into the bear skin? Yeah, that's what I like with fursuits. Yeah.
I like a movie with a furry message at the end.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another movie where they force someone into a thing they have to wear.
Forced trans? We've seen a couple forced trans movies.
We've seen a couple forced trans movies.
Wait, what?
There's a very, very good one with Antonio Banderas called The Skin I Live In.
Yep.
Where he literally kidnaps somebody. He's a doctor, he's a surgeon, and he literally, over the course of a little bit of time, like, forced
against
trans
his will,
surgeries them into being a woman.
Yeah.
And then falls in love with her.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very cool.
It's very strange.
What's the movie where, I want to say,
Dumbo.
Yes. No, Elliot Page.
Inception.
Who's that?
Okay. Ellen Page for any uncultured swine around here.
You're going to jail. We fucking
Elliot Page. They were Ellen Page at the time.
Yeah.
Elliot Page. They fake castrated somebody.
Hard Candy.
That's what it is. Okay.
Fake castrated Patrick Wilson and then still convinced him to kill himself.
Yeah.
That's fierce.
It's a good movie.
I like that.
It's a good movie.
I remember liking that movie, but it's been so long since I've seen it that I'd have to go and rewatch it.
It's good.
It's good. It's really unique idea and
Unique
concept.
New York.
Did you like Umbrella Academy?
Never seen it. It's a TV show. I don't watch TV shows.
Okay. Do you like Umbrella Academy?
I do watch TV shows, but I didn't watch that TV show.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I watched the first season. I didn't like it, and I think everyone else did.
That probably makes you a transphobe.
That's true.
Most things do.
Most things do.
Most things do these
Mostly
days.
all my anti-trans rhetoric makes me a transphobe.
My omission of things. I didn't specifically say that I love trans people today, so I must hate them.
Probably go to jail.
Thank God. Thank God.
Which God?
Allah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I should watch that. No, in Umbrella Academy, the first season.
Is there a monkey in it? They go walking around talking chimpanzee?
Yes.
True, I don't think you
yeah,
can call
there
them that.
actually no, there is, isn't there? Wait, what did you say? Okay, that's okay. There's a lot of incest. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should watch this.
Oh, Drew perked up. Yeah, there's incest. No, I remember.
But is it the right kind of incest or is it the wrong kind of incest?
What's the right kind of incest?
Well, we have a special consultant on the podcast who weighs in on our incest-related news.
His name is,
His name is
Oscar nominee Jeremy
Irons.
Okay.
Who, as long as it's between a man and his son, it's okay because you're not making babies.
You can't
and that's
make an incest baby, and that's the only thing wrong with incest.
Well, what about brother?
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So,
Man.
as long as you're not making
As
babies.
long as you're not making babies, it's fine.
Mommy, daughter.
According to Jeremy Irons.
Mommy, daughter, great. Father, anyone.
Father, anyone.
It's not father, anyone. Father, son. Father, uncle.
P2P, all good. Jeremy Irons doesn't care because he can't make a baby.
Father.
Also noted he has a very famous son who's an actor. So what's he trying to tell us here? That he fucks his son? Or his son fucks him?
Father, daughter who isn't old enough to have kids yet.
Okay,
no,
then stop.
Right now.
I'm just
Clip that as well. Scott is also
I'm
implying
just asking questions.
Jeremy Irons is having sex with his underage daughter, and he's really into it.
Like my first thought coming into this was, I hope I don't say anything to get you guys demonetized.
Nope.
And then you
Don't
smashed
worry,
it out of the
he
park.
does it himself every episode.
I'm a professional.
Professional what?
Professional demonetizer.
Yeah. You name.
I
you
go on
give me
people's
the
podcasts
thing,
and I get
I'll
their
make
money
sure
removed.
It never makes money.
All right, there are 3 left. However, I am leaving out the sad one, and we're approaching just the great ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us the 2 greats. We'll wrap it up.
I got one final thing after we're done all this to wrap up on.
Oh,
Is it
yes,
a special
please.
surprise?
It's kind of a special surprise.
Ooh, I'm excited.
It's not really. It's just a really funny thing that we'll enjoy.
I like funny
Excellent.
Also, did you bring my birthday present?
It's in my trunk.
You still never got me anything for Pride Month.
That demands every year, every day of June, every year. What are you getting me for Pride Month?
And you got me nothing.
I got you nothing.
Not even a 6-pack of Bud Light.
That is a good Pride
You
Month
don't
gift.
want that. It'll make you trans.
What won't these days?
That's a good point.
The Democrats.
Democrats.
Thanks, Democrats.
Democrats made me trans.
Coming after our kids.
Oh, and take away your Sharper Image gift certificate, gift card.
It's just sorry to be real for a second. It's just so funny how the rhetoric is they're coming after our children when we famously hate children.
Yeah.
Us being the gays.
Yeah.
We don't want them.
Yeah. They figured out a way to not have them.
But again, it's the same argument I said on last episode and I said to you earlier. It's like, being a G in the LGBTQ plus community, they're just mashing trans and drag and gay into one thing.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
But like that's their mentality, is that everything is one thing, and it's like
you have
a trans spokesperson for Bud Light, and then they're like, oh, it's gonna make everybody gay. And it's like, but that's not the same thing. Right. So like their mentality is everything in that umbrella is just gay.
You're actually very correct.
Right? Yeah, that's their argument.
The way you were wording it, I thought you were saying that like the G's don't want the other letters in there.
No, but it's like you get lumped in as everything as one thing. So when everybody's like anti-trans people or non-binary people, and then it's like, and the gays, and they're like, hey, whoa, we're just over here living our lives. Like, we're not involved in this. But no, you're in the acronym. You're doing it.
Well, the thing is, they're going to come for us right after. Like the Gays Against Groomers thing is so funny because it's like, we don't agree with the trans people. We don't want them around here, and it's like, who do you think they're coming after they've gotten rid of one of them?
After they get the job done.
Oh, don't worry, I'm one of the good ones.
After they've checked off, like, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Well, I guess that's the final solution we have, so let's just check that one off.
The final solution.
Which, ironically, I'm sure people tried the I'm one of the good ones argument during that, and it also didn't go that well.
Yep.
Well, and all the letters do like to fight with each other and like infight a lot. And the nice thing about like the straight people is it doesn't matter if you're, a rapist or a pedophile or a hardcore Christian or a murderer or anything like that. They stick together no matter what.
100%.
I think even though there's a large range of white people who are just awful.
I don't think you needed to say both hardcore Christian and pedophile. You could just have one or the other.
Exactly. That Venn diagram is a circle.
It's just a circle. Yeah. Overlapping circle.
Am I the asshole for making our guests participate in our puppet-themed wedding?
Well, I already know my answer, so...
What is it?
Other people's weddings is not fucking about you.
You know what? I didn't go into this actually meaning to have so many wedding ones. There have been a few, haven't there?
2?
I can see it being like a thing where someone is the asshole.
Yeah, that's
just like a situation.
Yeah, it's a big situation in someone's life.
My fiance and I, 26 and 27, straights, met at college.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Different ways on that one.
We were in our school's performing arts program and met in a puppetry class. I already
hate them so much, but I'm probably on their side, so let's keep going.
Yeah, it's be tricky.
In the class, we designed our own puppets. Mine, named Hat Boy, and my fiance's Daisy. She's better with names. Were what we initially used to talk to each other and flirt in class.
Oh.
We fell in love, and in a way, we've considered Hat Boy and Daisy in love as well.
It's okay because they met each other, Scott, so it's fine.
They met each other.
It's not that they're not dating normies, so it's okay. They're just dating each other, so it's fine.
That's true. They're not polluting the...
No, they're not.
Years after graduating, we still use Hat Boy and Daisy both at home and at our local but fairly prominent theater where we perform puppet shows with high-end Muppet-style puppets. While planning our wedding, we realized we wanted Hat Boy and Daisy to be a part of the ceremony. Of course. They've been a part of us since the beginning, and it just felt right. We also invited our entire troupe of puppeteers from the theater and got the idea that we should have our wedding completely officiated by puppets, and that our wedding parties would be made up of puppets and our closest puppeteer friends. We figured it'll make for incredible pictures. It would.
Sure.
Here's where we aren't sure if we are the assholes or not. We're insisting that all of our guests also participate and also use puppets. In lieu of gifts, we've asked everyone to purchase high-quality, but not nearly the quality of professional puppets to use during our wedding. We took the guesswork out of it and directed them to several vendors, some of who offer really cool options. Everyone could realistically expect to spend $150 to $500, depending on what sort of details and whatnot that they wanted. We also want everyone to wear their puppets during the entire wedding and reception. All puppets we're suggesting can be mounted on and controlled with one hand. And they can. The puppets are meant to be guests at the wedding in the same way all of our human guests are as well. Let's just say there are a lot of people not happy with this. Both our parents, my wife's sister, and family members on both sides have complained that this is completely ridiculous. They're concerned about how are they going to eat and drink? How are they going to dance? You don't need hands to dance, so I don't know where this complaint came from.
I don't know.
Do you need hands to eat?
We, of course, don't expect people to have their puppet on their hand while in the bathroom, but everywhere else, we'd really like to insist on it. We also made sure that all of our hors d'oeuvres are all finger foods. There will be plenty of cocktail tables and people can put down their drinks. We even made sure that all of the food for the dinner itself is portioned so that it can be eaten in bite sizes with just a fork without having to use a knife.
Of course.
We really think this would make for a special day. We only get to do it once. We think this will be an event that all of our guests will remember for a lifetime. We have a hard time believing that once there, they wouldn't have a blast. So Reddit, are we the assholes?
They had me. I was on their side for the majority of this.
I was too.
Until
mandatory puppet buying.
Buying. That makes them the asshole.
That's a sticking point.
If they were supplying the puppets, just like here's a like I've been to weddings where they're like, oh, here's just some fun costume pieces.
Here's
just like take one, put it on, whatever.
Buy a fursuit.
Or communal fursuit.
Everybody's gonna buy a fursuit.
Yeah.
No, but like I've been to one where you put a funny hat on or put a boa on or like, that's a fun thing for
yeah, totally.
But like telling everyone to come and spend their own money on ordering and purchasing fucking puppets to bring to this wedding.
In lieu of gifts, though.
But a gift could be like $20 something, and now you're like, well, they're like $150
to your wedding.
And then what the fuck?
$20 for a wedding?
I mean,
here's a $20 gift card to Radio Shack. Enjoy.
I go to a lot of weddings where I don't buy a gift because I don't believe in marriage. So anyone listening out there, don't invite me to your wedding because I won't buy you.
To your wedding, sometimes I don't give you a gift.
Oh, fuck destination weddings.
Yeah.
That actually was the point I was going to bring. You go, actually. I will fuck with a puppet wedding before a destination wedding.
Depends where the destination wedding is.
Nope, no matter where.
See, because I would go on a destination wedding to go on the vacation and then maybe just skip out on the wedding. Depending on, because sometimes destination weddings are like, we got a group rate on this, whatever.
Yeah.
So you go, and then you just don't go to the fucking wedding. But I would 100% do that. I don't care.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, I fucking don't care.
That's fair.
Like, maybe I would show up at the dinner or something and just be like, yeah, sorry, I was feeling really sick earlier. You go, you have a little bit of dinner, and then you just fuck off again.
But you have to pay for it all.
But if it's like a group, let's say it's a group rate on, they're going to like some resort somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's a group rate on the room, and then like, oh, that's a relatively cheap option for a vacation, then yeah, I'll go on the vacation and then not go to the fucking wedding and then never talk to those people again.
I do like not going to the wedding.
Yeah, like
I've done that. I'm like, oh, because like I went to one in like New York City and it was cool, and I stayed a few extra days and like got a little New York vacay out of it. But like I didn't consider not going to the wedding.
That's because it was one of your your really close friends, right? But like anytime anybody was like, oh, we're gonna go to Mexico for a wedding, and I go, is it the good part of Mexico or is it the bad part of Mexico? Like, oh, it's Cancun. Okay, then I'll go and then just pretend like I slept through the wedding or something. Like I'm perfectly fine with burning bridges with people I don't see as like my Fab Five, my top five. So
your MySpace top 8.
My
MySpace top 8.
I never had MySpace. I don't know why.
I didn't either.
Actually, I did. So there.
Because you're a fucking loser. But yeah,
the competition.
I think forcing people to buy something to bring to a wedding that is maybe more expensive than you would have bought. Because like think about it, like two people, a couple goes to a wedding, they buy one gift at, let's even say $100.
$40.
Let's say $100, right? $100 as one gift from the couple.
Yeah.
But now you're like, both of you have to buy puppets. They're minimum $150. So now you're spending $300 to go to this wedding with these puppets. And then what the fuck do you do with the puppet afterwards?
Oh, that's what I see. That's like my minimum for what it would cost for a wedding gift.
Oh, well then don't invite me to your next wedding because I won't buy you a nice gift.
That's what I've learned.
Right?
That's fair.
But like, no, I think I was on board until it was the buy and bring your own puppet. Like, I don't view weddings like, people get fucking divorced and remarried all the time. I'm not going to your wedding and being like, here's $500 for your wedding. 2 years from now, you get divorced. And I go, can I have the $500 back, please? Because you're not even together anymore.
You should have to give it back if you get
divorced. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
It depends on the wedding. There are some weddings, if it is in a nice place and there is booze provided and I get a nice dinner, I do think it is reasonable to bring a nice gift.
Sure. See, I ruin those weddings, so I'm not allowed to go.
That's fair. But also, the idea of spending anything more than like $2,000 on a wedding is insane to me. And I know some people spend sometimes 6 figures for these events. That's insane.
The wedding in New York?
Yeah.
7 figures.
That's insane.
7 figures.
That's insane and stupid.
Shoes, you know?
6.
6? Yeah.
Low 6, but 6.
That's insane.
I mean, some of the hors d'oeuvres had gold flakes on them, so...
Don't get me started on gold flakes, please.
Yeah.
They're my favorite food.
That
Delicious.
They're delicious.
Delicious.
I love the taste.
Nutritious.
Yep.
They make you feel good.
Yeah, smell good.
Smell good. It was open bar, and then I got too drunk and couldn't MC anymore and kind of ruined the wedding, but...
You were MCing.
He was MCing.
I co-MC'd the wedding.
You MC'd the
With
wedding.
an open bar where I was double fisting the whole time, and then I said something, and my friends were like, "You're done." And I was like, okay, and then I told our friend Dan, "Dan, you're doing the rest of this by yourself."
You're the only MC.
I got fired.
So it's not that you don't want to go to weddings; it's that you're not allowed at them, really.
Yeah, I don't get invited to a lot
That's
anymore.
fair. That's fair.
Kinda,
I feel the reasons are stacking up at this point.
Well, before it was because
it
was because I was kind of like a rowdy asshole. Now I'm just like I don't give a fuck asshole. So I'm just like, oh, you're getting married? Cool.
Same asshole, different pants.
And they're like, can you please RSVP? I'm like, I'll let you know on the day. I just say marriage is such an old school thing that I just don't really, I don't look at it as something I really want to go to and be forced to listen to people I don't know talk about people and force conversation. I'm like, no, I don't like that shit. I'm gonna stay home and do my own thing.
Yeah. That's fair.
And you'll have a better time if I'm not there. Because if I'm
that's a good way of looking at it.
If you're there, I'm going to be a distraction to some people.
I'm going to pee my pants. I'm going to announce
I'm going to pee my pants. I'm going to tell everyone, and then you're going to feel like shit.
Oh, no.
Every wedding I go to, the first thing that crosses my mind is, how can I steal focus?
Well, I'm honestly not even trying to steal focus. It's just like, I don't want to dance. I don't really drink anymore. So I'm just going to sit at the table. Not since the incident. I'm just going to sit at the table. I'm going to sit at the table and eat while everybody else is having fun. And there's definitely going to be some people there that are going to realize that I'm just like mellowing out at the table. And it's going to be an issue for some people, whether it's the bride and groom, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just like anybody I know there, it's going to be an issue. So then me not going removes the issue. So
this is gonna sound like it's me saying something mean to you, but I'm not saying something mean to you. I like that you think that everyone's going to be thinking about your state of mind at the wedding.
yeah, but I'm not saying it's like the bride and groom or whatever, but like if I have friends there, like I hate going to weddings where they're like, oh, like you come, like we're all dancing, and I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking dance. I don't care. Like, I'm not here to... Like, I'm having a fun time just sitting here eating and just mellowing out. I don't need to go out on the dance floor. I don't need to participate in catching of garter belts and shit. Like...
No, but I love this idea of, like, your 10 friends coming around and, like there's the dance going, but they're like, hey, guys... Drew's having a bad time. Let's go see what's up. And like 10 people in nice dresses come over.
Yes,
and they're like, Drew,
like,
what's wrong?
I know what you're saying. It's not like they're coming to me, but it's like and being like, why are you so down?
You're just being miserable.
No, but they're going to be like, he's not even fucking participating. And it'll be a conversation, maybe not at the wedding, but like afterwards, it'll be like, why did you sit at the table the whole time? And I'd be like, because I didn't want to be there.
That's where the food was.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get up and be social. I wanted to be antisocial at the table by myself, and maybe just leave early without telling anyone. I'm real good at Irish goodbyes. It's like one of the things I'm the best at. Yeah. I'm so good. I'm the best. I'm absolutely the best.
People tell me one of the best at Irish goodbyes.
The best Irish goodbyes.
Many sides.
It's good people on both sides.
No, there's only good people on my side.
The Irish side.
Yeah, the Irish side.
All right, we got one more here.
Okay.
This one, I think, is an actual debate.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for asking my husband to join us in my sister's birthday since he was in the same restaurant?
Huh.
I, 26, was invited to my sister's 18th birthday a few days ago at a restaurant.
Big child gap.
Okay. What's wrong for you?
Is it 26?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes. Okay. Ask me about the other one. Also, yes.
My husband didn't come because he said he had a meeting dinner with some clients. This made my family feel let down, especially my sister who wanted him there, and also her 18th birthday was a big deal to her, obviously.
To my sweet 18.
Right?
Shut up. Congratulations, you can smoke now.
I'm going to a restaurant. Like, oh yeah, and this is probably in the States where it's like you got 3 years to drink in. So
yeah,
probably.
To my surprise, when I arrived, I noticed that my husband was having his meeting at the same restaurant. His table was right in the corner, and he had about 4 men sitting with him. My parents and the guests saw him as well.
Gross. Nice.
Gross. I waved for him, and he saw me, but he ignored me. He obviously was as much as surprised as I was. My parents asked why he didn't even come to the table to acknowledge them after the cake arrived. I got up and walked up to his table. I stood there and said, "Excuse me." My husband was silent, and I asked, after I introduced myself to the clients, if he'd take a few minutes to join me and the family in candle blowing and saying happy birthday. But he barely let out a phrase and said, "I don't think so. I'm busy right now." I insisted, saying it'd just take a couple of minutes and that it means so much to my sister. He stared at me, then stared awkwardly back at his clients. They said nothing, and he got up after my parents were motioning for me to hurry up. He sat with us while my sister blew the candles and cut the cake. My parents insisted he take a piece and join us in the selfie, but he got up and walked back to his table looking pissed. We haven't talked till we met later at home. He was upset and started scolding me in front of my parents, saying I embarrassed him and made him look unprofessional and ruined his business meeting. I told him he overreacted since it only took a few minutes and it was my sister's birthday and my family wanted him to join since he was literally in the same restaurant. He called me ignorant and accused me of tampering with his work, but I responded that ignoring mine and my family's presence was unacceptable. We argued and then he started stonewalling and he refused to talk to me at all. For what it's worth, I didn't have an issue with him missing the event, but after seeing that he was already there, it became a different story. Am I the asshole?
I don't know.
This is a thinker.
It is a thinker. It's largely dependent on the business clients.
Yeah, I was going to say, what type of business
was it like the big meeting with the Japanese?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what was the stakes of this business to the point where he was choosing to ignore because it must be that important?
I would think, like, most clients, not just most people, would be very fine with him going over for a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah. You see, he's a good family man, and his family happens to be here at the restaurant. I don't feel like that's an issue.
I don't know what kind of monster clients these are. And providing they are not monster clients, then he is the asshole.
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
But, at the same time, she was a little bit insistent about her sister's daughter's birthday and asking him to come over and stay for, like, and have a slice of cake with them. There's 4 men there who are having a meeting with him.
Yeah.
So
and as we know, men are way more important.
Sure.
Exactly.
They're smart. Brains big.
But she's saying, like, stop your important meeting.
Yeah.
That I've acknowledged I'm fine with you being at, but now that I see that you're here, never mind anymore and come.
Yeah. Now that I have access to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is such a weird one for me because I feel like this is like an I need to know more.
Yeah, there are a couple more details we need. Like,
there's
we need to know about the clients. We need to know if she's on her period. Certainly,
it must know that.
What's the cycle situation?
Because I feel like the clients. If you said, "Hey, my family is here. I'm just going to say hi to them for a few minutes." Great. I feel like that's fine. So he's the asshole if he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah,
but her coming over and introducing herself and ripping him away and saying it's not a big deal, asshole.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I think they're both kind of assholes, but it goes back to everything we've said for every single one of these. Fucking communicate. Just talk to each other.
But they did. They did talk about it before.
This one had more communication.
It had more, but there still needed to be more communication. Like
in the moment, right?
Yeah. Also, did he know they were also going to be at the same restaurant?
No, none of them knew.
It was a surprise meeting. Like, you're also here.
But I mean, she surely must have said to him, on Saturday, we're going to so-and-so place for her birthday, and he knew that he was having a business meeting there
at the same time.
You'd think that he would know both because obviously to her it was a surprise he was there.
Yeah,
but he clearly must have known they were going to be at the same restaurant.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
There's no way that she would say, on Saturday we're just going to have
a mystery restaurant,
right? Like, there's a chance it couldn't have come up, or they made like a last minute decision.
Yeah, maybe
I can see that.
Yeah. We definitely need more information on that.
Yeah. But if I had so what I found myself thinking when I read this is I'm like, what is the one thing that I had took the most umbrage with? And for me, it was her walking up to the table and choosing to introduce herself to the clients. That is the thing that struck me the most.
Here's my pushy bitch wife.
How important is this business meeting? What's his job?
Exactly.
is it just that he's taking clients out for dinner, just like clients he has that are regular, right? And it's just a casual dinner
thing.
Then that's not a big deal. If it's like I need to sell these guys on something, it's a very important like. New
I'm trying to sell the Saudis on 9/11 too.
Ooh. They'll do it. Don't worry. You don't need to sell them.
9/11 too. 9/12.
9/12.
Yeah.
Or 1822.
Oh, no.
But then that's a bigger deal, and then she shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You need more context and more information.
I think it's all about the clients.
But and also, like, what was the client's response, like, after when you came back to the table? Was it just business as usual? Was everything normal?
Yeah.
Then why are you freaking out about it?
Yeah,
if you go back to the table and they're like uptight businessmen who are like, that was disrespectful.
Never do a business with you again.
And then they make you how to carry yourself. Then you're fucked.
And they fake castrate.
Yeah.
I used to work for a company called Softmock, and we had like four.
Drew owns Softmock.
Brag, and also I own Softmocks.
Oh, I thought you said you own Softmock, and I was like,
yeah, he's
itself?
the CEO.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's four awesome guys. We had the best owners of this company. They were doing tours of the stores, and they took me out for dinner. And funny enough, there's four of them, and they just took me out for dinner. And I thought about this actually when this came up, just because of the parallels. And I was like, how annoyed would they be? These four guys who are flying from Ontario. If I'm the sole person from that place who. And I was ripped away when these four guys who had flown from the other side of the country, I just abandoned them for 5 or 10 minutes to do something. And I thought, would they be mad about that? And I was like, maybe, but also
maybe not.
But also maybe not. Yeah.
And if it's family,
on the situation.
like that, like that's my wife, and that's her my wife, and that's like her family.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than just like, oh, that's my buddy from college. I'm going to go say hi to him.
Yeah.
Like family, wife, all that is a lot more important than just like
it's a family birthday that you said you couldn't make because of this business meeting, but it happens to be right there. I'm going to go with them for a couple of minutes.
I think it's also on him as the man to not recognize the situation.
Yeah.
Like, shit, they're here too. Can you guys excuse me? I'm going to go say hello to my wife. I'm going to go wish my sister-in-law happy birthday, and then I'll come back over. And
wife shouldn't have had to come over.
No, I don't know. I don't want to be on the woman's side.
You've sold me. I agree.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the woman's side because she's a woman.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
believe me,
he should have taken the initiative to get up, go over there. You could have just completely gotten away from all of the bullshit and everything by just doing that.
Yeah.
And then coming back to the table. Then she doesn't have to come over, interrupt the meeting. You don't have to have this whole big fucking fight. Like, you should be man enough to understand the situation, unless you absolutely fucking hate her family, which is insane. If her 18-year-old sister wants you to be there for her birthday, then clearly you have a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
But just fucking, I think they're both the assholes. I agree. I don't think anyone's in the clear here.
Yeah.
But I almost want to lean towards him being more of the asshole than her.
I think he could have fixed it.
I think you sold me on that one.
I think he could have fixed it by just getting up and walking over there.
Yeah, because I do
5 minutes and then you're done. Instead of this argument, go over this, come back, pissed off, come back to the table.
Yeah. I think the ultimate thing that stood out to me is going and introducing yourself to the clients. Yeah. I don't think that's right, but you're right. He should have.
She should have.
He should have said "Hey, this is my family."
And she doesn't know them. She doesn't know the situation, the business situation, and that's I think he's more of the asshole.
Yeah, you convinced me.
Can't believe I'm agreeing with the woman.
I know. It feels
dirty.
terrible.
I feel dirty.
We did it.
You did it.
That's all of them.
Do you have a special surprise?
I got a little special. It's fun. I think it's a little bit more for you than it is for you, but I'm still going to do it. These are a list of actual, real NFL prospects playing college football this year.
Oh, their names?
And their names are fucking insane.
Do you like sports?
Why do you think that this isn't for me?
It's sports, and it's also a Key and Peele joke. Have you seen Key and Peele?
I've seen every episode of Key and Peele.
Then you'll get it then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do you think because I'm gay that I'm not into sports?
Yes.
Just because you're correct doesn't mean you should make that assumption.
Yeah.
So these are real, legitimate names. I at first I kind of thought it was fake.
Yeah.
But then I looked it up and they're all real players.
I've seen
and I think some of them are nickname first names.
Squarius Thacmeratrix.
I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple like that, Scott. General Booty is a quarterback that plays for Ohio. Cavassier Smoke.
Like same name as the alcohol?
It's spelled different, but
okay.
DeColdest Crawford.
DeColdest?
Yeah.
As opposed to the hottest?
Yeah. DeRealist Clark.
Oh, come on!
Spelled D-A'. Realist, but spelled R-E-A-L-Y-S-T.
Oh, I hate it so
Fat
much.
Watts. Spelled P-H-A-T. Fat Watts.
Fat twats.
Fat Watts. Yeah. Rowdy Beers.
Oh my god. Even the last names are silly. Not even the given names.
Parker Titsworth.
Nice. That's just fun.
Jaden Muskrat.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Panda Askew.
Panda?
Panda Askew.
Here's one for you. Tiger Shanks.
I got some.
For UNLV. Dodge Saucer.
Oh, I was hoping it was like Dodge Caravan.
Fish McWilliams.
PH or F?
F.
Okay.
That was an important detail.
I know.
Octavius Oxendine.
That's literally a key appeal.
Yeah.
Shitta Sila. S-H-I-T-T-A. First name.
Shitta.
Last name. S-I-L-L-A-H.
Shitta.
Shittasilla.
Yeah.
That's still S-I-L-L-A-H?
Yeah.
Shittasilla.
Shittasilla. Yeah. Plays for BC.
Okay.
Chief
Hometown boy.
Borders.
Chief Borders? That was just to be mean to natives.
Yeah. This one, legitimately, I give the parents props because this is obviously their legal last name.
Yeah.
And they gave the kid the best first name.
Love it.
Memorable Factor. He plays for Duke. This one's a nickname, but it's still pretty good. Pig Cage. Because Pig's not his first name, but it's his nickname.
I like it.
Mo, spelled M-O-H.
Sure.
Last name, Billity.
Oh!
That full name, by the way, is Muhammad.
Muhammad, yeah.
Yeah, but that's good parents.
That's good.
That's good. That's
that
good
one I'm
parenting.
fully on board for,
The most ridiculous one, I'm going to save till the very end.
And it's not mobility.
It's not mobility. Storm Duck.
Okay. Love it.
Back on board.
Yep.
That's great.
Major Burns.
That's fun, too.
Dude Person.
Real.
That's Key and Peele.
That's a
Yeah.
But
Are we playing real or Key and Peele?
No, they're all real.
Except they're all real.
They're all real college prospects. Colton Boomer.
Love it.
It's good.
Max von Marburg. And the best one is Kool-Aid. Spelled exactly the way fucking Kool-Aid. Hyphenated.
Love it.
McKinstry. Kool-Aid McKinstry
Look,
is a real...
it's like John Travolta naming his son Jet because he loves aviation and flying.
Yeah.
He loves jets the most, so he named his kid that. And those parents, whatever ethnicity they might happen to be, love Kool-Aid the most.
But that's because they couldn't name their son after their first favorite thing.
Man's assholes.
Man's assholes.
Muhammad Bility is up there.
Muhammad Bility is pretty good.
That is
Yeah,
fantastic.
I like having Bility and Factor as your last name, and you're going, well, our kid's going to clearly play in the NFL someday. Let's give him a
Factor's a good one.
stupid ass
I would have
name.
gone with Max for
There's
Factor.
Max Factor. That's good.
Factor. Yeah. There's
Undeniable
also-
Factor. I like that.
Yeah.
Undy for short.
Perfect nickname.
There is a current NFL player who plays for Detroit whose legal government first name is Amon Ra.
Awesome.
Pretty sick. Amon Ra St. Brown is his name. That's great. It's so good.
That's a good one.
People of a certain ethnicity. I love the way you name your kids. Debrickashaw Ferguson.
Why did I agree to this?
I don't know. It's
This
fun.
is my idea.
It's good. If we
You make
finish,
your bed.
if we finish
Okay.
in the next 4 minutes, we're under 3 hours.
Good by me.
Nice.
Call it a win.
I should go buy zucchini, so...
Well, thanks for coming on and
Thank you for letting
hosting
me
your
do
segment.
this.
And
Is this the first podcast you've ever done?
It is.
oh,
You did pretty fucking good.
virginity?
Thank
You were kind of a
you.
natural, actually.
Thank
you very
don't let
much.
this give you a big head and go on and like do things.
Yeah, don't
and
try
be
and do your
successful.
own podcast.
Don't do that. But you did
never.
well.
I'm an entitled white man with a microphone. I'm made for this business.
How do you feel about podcasts? Should they be
federally regulated? Yes, they should.
It's out of hand.
Oh, my favorite is podcasts about podcasts now.
Oh, we can do
It's
that.
great.
That's our next.
We sometimes just reference other podcasts.
That's season 6.
What season is this?
5.
There's 5 seasons of this crap?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
the first season lasted almost 4 years, so...
Yeah. What happened to change so fast?
It was spread out over too much time because we couldn't get everybody together to record because there was 4 of us at the beginning, and
2 are fucking dead.
2 of them were fucking dead. So that
they grew up.
One,
I think we grew up.
One we stopped
more mature podcast.
One we stopped being friends with, and the other one and he's on permanent timeout. So
I do know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for coming. And
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Anytime in the future you want to do another one, we'll see.
We'll see if I make it through this one.
Yeah. Now we're gonna kill a little bit of time and then go enjoy seeing the brandest, newest Neil Breen venture.
Cade the Tortured Crossing.
Except for we didn't see the other one, so now we're not going to know the continuity.
Oh, I forgot to.
Yeah, we did.
We also forgot to. So
I've been very busy with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Twisted Pair. Damn it.
Well, I have excuses. What's yours?
I don't know. We're
jobs.
We're lazy. We're pigs. I don't know. Anyways,
Cage.
hope you enjoyed it. And next week we'll definitely be doing the best of 2020.
We're not doing it next week.
Shit.
Where's your call to action? Ask for money.
We already did at the beginning, but if you want to send us money, all the money, any money you want.
Call to action,
Mostly
baby.
all the money.
PayPal.me/NotScottHenson.
Or you can send it to PayPal.me/SarenSoftPause if you don't want me to give any money to Scott. But I would give money to Scott because I feel bad. I feel very guilty if I kept Scott's money.
If anyone makes it through 3 hours of this, I feel like they do lose some money.
Some people do.
We discovered that 4.5 is pushing people's goodwill. But
Yes, it is.
And it's funny because the 4.5 one is the one that has the best information at the end. So the last 2 hours is the best information, but we're so bad at this.
We did Best of 2020 in 2 parts. Part 1 is us talking about some movies from 2020. Part 2 has our top 10s and shit, but it also happened before.
Yeah, we really don't understand how to just go these are the ones we didn't pick in our top 10, so let's spend 3 hours talking about them. Then we have to do a second part where we preamble too much, and then the 10 movies that did make the list are the back 3 hours of the podcast.
Yeah. We're actively getting worse at our job.
What? I'll say the biggest problem is that we only have been sometimes seeing each other once a week. So then
sometimes just the only time we see each
other.
other.
So then when we record,
we're a couple of chatty little bitches.
Yeah, we're going through all the funny things we heard or the things we haven't been able to discuss.
Yeah.
And then we realize, oh shit, we're so far into this podcast.
It's midnight.
And we haven't even done the thing we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But then we don't want to rush through the thing we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it just gets spread out. And if we can keep going for
2
more seconds.
I won't have it. It has to start with a 2.
It will be 3 hours exactly.
Start with a 2.
Okay, fine. Scott doesn't want you guys to have 3 hours of content.
I don't.
At him, get into his DMs, call him a bitch, call him a pussy, because he doesn't want to do 3 hours of content for you. The paying audience, send money to paypal.me/NotScottHenson.
They'll show feet.